U.S. Navy's biggest shipbuilding contractors have voted to approve a deal with Bath Iron Works in Maine, ending a week-long strike. The new 4-year collective bargaining agreement goes into effect immediately. The company has not said whether the strike slowed production.
CBS News correspondent Jim Krasula reports that Bath Iron Works has built ships for the Navy for more than a century. The Dow from Stifel's up 160 points to 45,327. We've got a crash on 6440 going east at Lindbergh. It's got the left two lanes closed. Also some road work on a 270 going south at Dorset on the right side, and road work on 270 going south at Page in the right lane.
The weird month of March continues. 2 days left, and we have a shot at record heat again. Sunny, windy, and warm on this Monday. The high, I'm expecting 85. The record is 86 from 1986. Then tonight, partly cloudy, warm and breezy, 67. Tuesday, partly sunny, windy. There's a shot of a couple of showers, a couple of thunder showers, but somewhat limited. 85 for the high on Tuesday. 87 is the record. Periods of rain and a couple of thunderstorms Tuesday night. 55 periods of rain on Wednesday. A little cooler, 64, and the unsettled weather will continue Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with some bounce in temperature, but there's no real cold air in sight. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Sponsored by Financial and Tax Strategies. We've got wind 79 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
If your retirement plan is mostly what if and a little fingers crossed, you deserve better answers than that. Check out Wealth and Wisdom Saturdays at 7 a.m. here on KMOX. I'm Gary Goldberg. Call 800-966-1690.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Good afternoon, St. Louis, DGS 1041 FM KMOX. Happy Monday. Starting with Rush today because they did their first performance with their new drummer, Annika. Sounded great.
Is Annika a lady?
She is a lady. She's a girl drummer.
Oh, my.
In Rush.
That's been a thing lately, though.
Oh, my God.
Maybe just people stop being stupid like they were in the past, you know?
I'll tell you something for free. Karen Carpenter from the Carpenters was a monster drummer.
Yeah.
I mean, a monster. She was incredible. I used to make fun of her a lot because I'm a guy and I'm stupid and immature. And I mean, like in my teens and 20s,
Right,
like, whatever, Karen Carpenter. Oh, my God. I went back and looked at some film of her. She's unbelievable.
There you go.
Would she drum on Carpenter's songs?
Yeah. And
That's cool.
and there's a ton of footage of her out there. Yeah, she was very jazzy, not very rocky, but she was super, super choppy. She's really really talented.
Nice.
Yeah. How was the weekend? How'd everyone do?
It's all right.
Chilling.
It was beautiful weather for the most part.
Fun. I watched the Illinois game with some friends. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Looked bad, and then all of a sudden it
Final
was
Four.
good.
Yeah.
And I barbecued pork steaks. That was fun.
And you want to have a barbecue DJs competition?
Maybe not even a competition, just like, everybody makes their specialties for each other and we all get to eat it. And I think that'd be fun. I would probably do these pork steaks.
We like to eat.
We like to compete.
We like to do things, yeah. Seems like a natural.
Right, you watch some weird movies?
I didn't watch weird movies. I watched very cool movies.
Weird combination.
Sure. But I mean, what's a not weird combination of movies to watch, I just want to challenge everyone's way of thinking about the way I watch films.
Oh, you have.
But no, I watched yesterday. I watched 3 movies. I watched Match Point with Scarlett Johansson and
one of my faves.
Some guy. I don't know. He was in like The Tudors or something. And then I watched Misery because
springtime classic.
Yeah, well, it's leaving Netflix, so I wanted to get in there.
Good move.
Get in there before it
Strategy
got out
right
on
there.
April 3rd. Exactly.
How did it hold up from when you saw it as a kid?
I found it very frightening as a kid. It was still it wasn't an easy watch by any means. I did, however, look at the differences between the film and the book, and the book seems way worse. So
I didn't read the book.
There's a little bit of differences on how he is kept in the home in the book,
I'm
from
sure,
what I
yeah.
understand.
I'm sure they had to tone it down for the movie.
But Kathy Bates, I was just reading about like the making of Misery. She was, I think, 42 when they filmed that movie.
Mhm.
And she had pretty much only done stage acting up until that point. So this was a lot of people's first introduction to her, was that crazy character. And she won the Academy Award.
I didn't remember
Best
that.
Was the
actress.
line that did she keep calling him a dirty birdie? Is that what it was?
Yes.
All right. I remember that. I haven't seen that movie in a long time, but it was good. In a creepy kind of way.
And then I watched, because I was on Netflix, it's a Dirty Bird. I'm sorry.
Dirty Bird. Sorry.
I decided to watch Don't Look Up, which came out in 2021. And when it did, I remember a lot of people saying like, it's overrated. People only like it because it's a good cast and yada, yada, yada. I really enjoyed that movie quite a bit, actually. And I guess when it came out, the point was supposed to be, the plot of the movie is there's a comet hurtling towards Earth, but no one really wants to acknowledge it. Everyone just kind of wants to keep going on, and they don't want to deal with it, right? And the metaphor was supposed to be, I guess, for global warming. And I guess it still applies, but watching it in 2026, it mostly just hit home for me as far as maybe it's not something quite as serious as a comet hurtling towards Earth, bringing mankind to extinction. But we do have a tendency to not want to deal with things, or we get caught up arguing about things that that actually could be a later problem. Like once we have all these big problems solved, we could maybe focus on like the bathroom stuff down the line.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But just the willingness to be like, well, just don't look up and you won't see the comet coming and we'll just keep having fun. And why would you bring up this horrible thing happening? We're trying to have a good time. That struck home for me, 5 years after the movie came out.
You guys hit me to something. I didn't realize that our Congress people were in the airports this weekend, flying home for Easter break.
Yeah.
Vacation.
Having not solved the TSA problem.
Lindsey Graham went to Disney.
And they skipped the TSA lines.
Yeah.
That's insane.
They got the escort to take them right around the line and straight to their plane.
That is some bull crap right there.
Well, it's
it
almost like
is.
they don't have a real incentive to fix things for the rest of us because they all have everything they could ever want or need.
Got their paychecks. They don't have to stay in the TSA
Nobody's
lines.
messing with their health care.
Right.
They
They're good to
get
go.
to keep insider trading.
Can
they
you
get to keep
imagine
doing all this stuff.
how bad Thomas Jefferson would be kicking asses right now? Which would be creepy because he's been dead for a very long time.
Hey, let's bring back zombie Thomas Jefferson. I mean,
Zombie Tommy.
zombie Tommy.
Well, I just remember, I'm sorry, I forget what the issue is, but it was a couple of years ago. Members of Congress were putting up this big stink because they might not be able to take their recess. And it was a recess for Valentine's Day. And they were like, people need to be home and be with their families for Valentine's Day. And I'm watching it like most people work on. That's not what are you talking about? It's not a federal holiday. It's not a religious holiday. It's a made up corporate holiday. But they are acting like, if we would have to sacrifice one thing, you guys don't understand how horrible that would be for us. Meanwhile, average person is asked to sacrifice more and more and more.
Yeah, I don't think it's very much to say. Listen, you guys don't get to leave the building at all for any reason
Amen.
until you fix this.
Make it like a conclave.
Period.
Yeah.
The end. You
Cots on the
cannot
floor.
leave.
Cots on the floor until the TSA gets paid.
Or until anytime there's any kind of government closure, anytime there's something that needs to get done that's not a budget passed, you don't leave the building. You stay there until it's done. If that means you're in that building for 3 weeks, great. DoorDash will be busy. That's awesome.
Yeah, we'll get you some Domino's, but it's one topping per pizza.
Unfortunately, though, they make the rules and then we don't hold them accountable for it because we have this weird thing, right, where Congress is wildly unpopular, yet everybody keeps getting reelected.
Yeah.
It's not my guy. It's not my lady. It's those other people.
Great
Like, no,
question.
it's all of them. It's all of them. We all think Congress sucks. If you look at their performance reviews and polling as to what people think about Congress, it's always terrible, yet everybody gets reelected. What is it, 95%? 98%? I don't know what percentage, but it's in the 95+% rate that incumbents are reelected. So what are we doing? If Congress sucks so much, then how come nobody has the stomach to go remove their person in the next election?
Don't you think that the powers that be have figured out, they will bitch like crazy,
100%.
but they're not going to vote.
100%.
Don't worry about it.
100%.
You're
They are
safe.
100% comfortable in knowing that half the country will never vote, and the other half is very able to be manipulated by scaring them about the other side. Oh, if you don't vote for me, it's going to be the end of your life. You're going to be end of the life as you know it. Those other people, they're going to change the world. They're going to make you so that you don't exist.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, come on. Isn't it really? Can we all just, I mean, I don't know. It's just easier, right? It's just easier. You know the name that's already there. I'm going to vote for the person that's already there because I know their name. I don't know this other person, or God forbid, maybe they're in the wrong party, but we've inflated all of that as opposed to the quality of the job the person is doing.
Or just not vote at all and figure the classic
Nothing I can do about it.
Larry David
Right.
Skit where it's like, well, someone's going to vote for the other guy, so we're just going to cancel each other out. So,
I mean, it's so frustrating, isn't it, that it's all our fault?
well,
Because you can't
I
wrangle
mean-
300 million of us, but it is us. If we held the people that we voted for accountable, if we were as tough on the people that we vote for as we are on the people we don't vote for, this place would rock. We would have a whole lot less problems.
there are things, I don't know what they are, but there are things that would hit our gag reflex where I think we would push back in mass, but they keep getting farther and farther away.
We haven't found it yet.
Yeah.
You mean like a massive pedophile ring at the top of our government?
That's not being
It's
investigated.
got to be bigger than that. It's got to be bigger than that. Maybe if like a bunch of titans of industry and even a president was involved. No, that's not enough.
Go think bigger, Dave.
Yeah.
What if it's a reality star? Oh, wait.
Yeah, no. That's not going to do it either.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's a great question. What would it take for all of us to stand up at once? and
To
go,
actually, like,
that's it.
I mean, I think I know the answer to that. The only way we come together is if we're attacked from the outside.
Yeah, well,
I mean, we did after 9/11 for a while.
so you don't think there's anything internally that would cause both sides to join and say that's enough?
I mean, it would have to be, it would probably have to be literal video, like live streaming, so it couldn't be edited.
Yeah.
Of us seeing someone or some group of people doing something terrible.
Go to Sleep says they keep flirting with sending our kids to war and they'll find the line real quick.
Well,
I wonder if that's true.
People say,
I
I've seen
think
a
it's
lot
true.
of dads on TikTok going, my kid's not going. I don't know if I believe you or not. I mean, I feel the same way, but like what?
Yeah, Nick's 31.
What are we all willing to do if they say, guess what, guys, we need to do? And I don't think that's going to happen, first of all. It's not the same as the way it used to be. In fact, it would probably be more of a hindrance to the professionals that are there to bring in newbies that are just trained up real fast, because the people that are there have been training all this stuff forever. They're in on the technology. Put it this way, though, if it gets to the point where you got to start drafting people, that's a problem.
Yeah,
That's a real problem.
So I guess Rob Schneider
Saw this.
came out over the weekend and said we needed to bring back the draft and everyone should have 2 years of mandatory service, which, I mean, I guess he's allowed to have that opinion. But the article,
The guy that would never have done it himself.
well, I mean, the article very helpfully pointed out, he was like, Rob Schneider, who never served himself.
I would take that message more from somebody who did serve than from, I didn't serve. I would never say anything like that because I didn't do it. And if I chose not to do it for whatever my reasons were and he chose not to do it, that's fine. No judgment. But I'm also not telling anybody that we need to be conscripting 18 to 22-year-olds.
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, as you smashing into the desk.
That's right.
How'd that feel? Was it hurtful or
No,
no big deal?
The stuff under me is very
Flexible?
blunt,
Okay. Yeah.
whereas you have sharp stuff.
I've hit my knees many times.
Yeah, no, nothing there. Let me tell you guys about Universal Windows Direct. Maybe this is the time you're getting a tax refund. Maybe you want to put that towards some windows, but you don't gotta. because we're going to give you a deal where you don't even have to make a payment for 2 years, much less pay any interest on it. So that's pretty nice. You buy 2 windows from Universal Windows Direct, you get 2 windows for free with no limit. The way I figured that's 50% off, which best you can ask for, I would think. $500 bonus at the end of your home improvement project. So they're making it as easy as they can for you to say yes. They're a really good company. They have really good windows. They give you a lifetime warranty, 1 sentence, so that there's no equivocation. Just you never have to pay for these windows again. 20-year warranty to pass on to someone if you decide to sell your house. So a lot of attractive things about Universal Windows Direct. 314-334-2522 or universalwindowsdirect.com.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
New tax resolution firms are popping up every day with high-paid celebrity endorsers, advertising ridiculous claims in their TV ads. That's why they have the tiny, unreadable disclaimers at the bottom of the screen. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. Our ads never have those ridiculous, fast-talking, tiny disclaimers at the end because, simply put, there are no guarantees when it comes to the IRS and wiping out tax bills. And we don't make promises we can't keep. Of course, there are ways the Lance Drury Law Firm can help resolve your tax debt, but no company can guarantee it will eliminate it. This is why their clients call the Lance Drury Law Firm when those promises don't pan out. If you have tax problems, you have legal problems, call me, Lance Drury in St. Louis at 314-260-6120 or visit Lance, D-R-U-R-Y, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Ready to hit a home run with your backyard? Call Artistic Decks. We're celebrating 25 years of A-plus service with massive rollback pricing. Get a professional custom-built deck for less. Hit it out of the park with Artistic Decks. Call 314-280-0821 today.
This is Megan Lynch. 250 doctors go to Ophthalmology Associates. That's why I trust them. Ophthalmology Associates, 314-966-5000 or youridoc.com.
100 years, one legendary voice. Relive KMOX's century of service, classic audio, photos, videos, and more at KMOX100.com. This is the Dave Glover Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS. A lot of sports today. Bernie Miklasz will be with us at 2:30. Tom Ackerman will join us at 4. I'm sure we'll be talking about it in between there with Wheels. Christopher Schmidt on the stream says, I'm indifferent about the quote-unquote war. That's interesting. I am not indifferent about it. I will say that 4 weeks ago when it started, I said off the air and on the air, I'm not sure because I have a lifelong hatred of the Iranian government. I do believe they have killed thousands of people. I believe they're bad for the globe. I think we'd have a better world if they were not in power of anything. But as I said 3 weeks ago, I was bothered by the fact that the 7 previous presidents didn't choose to do it. And now that we've been going for a month, I think maybe I see some of the reasons why, because I think I think the president is kind of got his, what stuck in it. I don't think there's much we can do to clear the Strait of Hormuz. As I understand it, from several sources, We have only degraded about a third of their missile capabilities, so they have more than we thought, and they're still, hitting people. Iran had 47 years to prepare for this. They always knew they couldn't beat us. So to beat us, I'm guessing they just figured out they had to survive. They just had to not lose, tie up the strait, and they kind of win.
Well, who knows if they're going to win, but this is I'm not an international policy student. I don't study this stuff, but I do read smart people who do these things, retired generals and people that talk. One of the reasons that previous administrations didn't do this, aside from probably not wanting to make the leap towards regime change in other countries, is the practicality of it. Look how long we struggled in Iraq. Iran is 10 times better than Iraq. Larger military, much more advanced, much more organized leadership, much more organized military. Why did anyone think it would be easy? The reason people didn't do it, again, aside from ideological reasons, the practical reasons are that this is a different step. And has anybody in modern times gone into any of the nations there in a big way and had real success? Because we went into Afghanistan and Iraq, and neither of those were successful.
No one ever has.
And those are far less advanced governments, militaries, and technological infrastructures than what Iran has. So why would anyone think it was going to be easy? Now, some things are. Dropping bombs and hitting targets with our military is amazing. So them doing their jobs sure looks easy because they're great at it. But doing this kind of thing is much bigger than just whether or not you can hit your targets and take out targets. Whether those targets are humans or military bases or whatever. There are long-term, worldwide economic issues that are going to come from this, and they're already coming from this. You've seen it in your gas prices already. That's going to hit your food prices, too, because your food has to be transported. All those costs will be passed along to us, and by the way, it's going to hit the whole world. We used to take the advice and counsel of our allies, and we don't do that anymore, or at least not as openly as we used to. So the reasons for not doing it in the past were these things. Don't want to disrupt the global economy. Don't want to put our allies in bad positions. Don't want to get stuck with a much bigger, more difficult opponent than what we faced in two places that already took us 20 years, cost us thousands of lives and trillions of dollars, and achieved almost nothing except the kill of Osama bin Laden.
The wild cards for me with this administration is that I don't know anyone who thinks that Donald Trump, even the people who love him, thinks that he's any sort of historian or military brain, although he thinks he is, and that scares me. His ego also scares me. I don't believe there's ever been an American president from Washington all the way through Trump who didn't have a giant ego.
They all do.
They're probably all narcissists on some level. They probably all need to be psychopaths on some level
to get to that level, yeah.
But here's a piece of sound. Let's play number one, Rach. Listen to this very carefully, where Trump calls the Strait of Hormuz the Strait of Trump. Then he does this little thing where he's like, fake news is going to say I'm kidding. I don't kid about stuff. It's very creepy. Go ahead.
But they have to open it up. They have to open up the Strait of Hormuz. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Such a terrible mistake. The fake news will say he accidentally said, no, there's no accidents with me, not too many. If there were, we'd have a major story.
So, I'm sorry. I guess I'm a snowflake with Trump derangement syndrome. It bothers me when the sitting president, who's waging a war that he's not calling a war, says he wants to rename the Strait of Hormuz after himself. Gives me a moment of pause.
Well, I mean, again, I think if we're doing this in the best way as a nation, we aren't looking at it ideologically, because I think everybody agrees that regime's awful. And I think at least 2/3 of the population of Iran agrees with that too. Like, that's not the question. I think that's the area where we have agreement. The question is the logistics. How difficult will this be to do correctly? Because this isn't a business deal. You're not going to bully Iran. Not because they're awesome or tough or amazing, but because they're convicted. And that's often the thing we underestimate about opponents, is their conviction level. It's what we underestimated in Vietnam. And we still aren't learning these lessons. When an opponent is convicted, think about how convicted our ancestors were that fought the Revolutionary War. I mean, it was that conviction that beat the biggest empire on earth at that time. Right? I mean, yeah, we had help. We had help from France. We had other things. But our conviction, our ancestors' conviction, is how you defeated the strongest military on the planet at that time. And one thing that Iran will have is conviction. And I mean their government, not necessarily all the people on the side of the government.
Your ride home just got a lot less of this and a lot more of this.
The 3-2 pitch with the runner going, a swing and a high fly ball. Deep left field, and it's a gunner.
Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauley, Bernie Nicholas. 3 voices, 1 hour. All Cardinals. The Redbird Rush Hour delivers.
Sponsored by Busey Bank. Building community with Busey Bank. Beyond the game.
The Redbird Rush Hour. Weeknights at 5 on the voice of the Cardinals. KMOX.
Hi, I'm Michelle from Bethesda. You've probably heard me talk with Dave on the air about Bethesda. But did you know we have 7 independent living communities in the St. Louis area? Oakville, North County, Kirkwood, Webster Groves, and Clayton. We offer a variety of apartment sizes and amenities. Our experienced team would love to show you how easy it is to join the Bethesda family. Go to BethesdaHealth.org and click Contact Us near the top of the page. We'll take it from there.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by Artistic Decks.
It's another summer-like day in the month of March. Sunny, windy, and warm as we go through the afternoon. 85 for the high, 86 the record from 1986. Going to be close tonight. Partly cloudy, breezy, and warm. Only 67 for the low. On Tuesday, partly sunny, windy. Couple of showers, maybe a thunder shower, but somewhat limited during the day Tuesday. 85. The record's 87 on Tuesday. Periods of rain and a couple of thunderstorms Tuesday night. Periods of rain and a little cooler Wednesday, 64. And the unsettled weather pattern with showers and some thunderstorms around Thursday, Friday, and right through the weekend. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Ready to hit a home run with your backyard? Call Artistic Decks. We're celebrating 25 years of A-plus service with massive rollback pricing. Get a professional custom-built deck for less. Hit it out of the park with Artistic Decks. Call 314-280-0821 today.
So Michael's Baths is the easiest purchase decision that I've seen. If I were out there listening to the radio show instead of doing it, and I didn't know anyone in the bath remodeling business, and the guy I'm listening to who I kind of like and trust told me what I'm about to tell you, this decision's kind of over. You have Bath Fitter, 3-Day Kitchen Bath. I'm sure you have lots of other companies out there, but they're kind of the two big ones. And you have Mike from Michael's Baths, who's been doing this locally for the past 30 years, doing only bathroom remodels. And he keeps the same employees, Tony and Mark, who are main installers. Job bosses have been with us over 10 years apiece. Really, really good at it. We have better products, all made in the USA products, which the other guys don't have. And we're 30 to 50% less expensive because we don't have the overhead. They have national advertising expenses, and Mike just has me. So he doesn't have to mark it up nearly as much, 30 to 50% off. Call Mike at 636-775-0800 or visit michaelsbaths.com.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolade spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Rush Hour Sports, Matt Pauley, Kevin Wheeler with you here.
Bernie Nicholas joins Rush Hour Sports tonight at 5 on America's Sports Voice, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 135. Remember about 3 months I told you guys about bodyoids? Remember that?
What is it again?
Oh,
Bodyoids?
it's so disturbing. Anyway, there are unnamed billionaires, according to a Weekend article on Drudge. There are unnamed billionaires funding this research now, trying to develop bodyoids. And what a bodyoid is, Rage, is a human without a head.
Okay.
So that we can harvest the organs.
So basically, this is The Island.
Yeah.
The movie.
Basically.
Ewan
Yes.
McGregor. Was that
Basically.
Scarlett Johansson?
It was.
Yeah. That's
Yeah. So it's taking steps toward that.
Is that weirder than just growing organs in a lab?
Yes.
Yes.
It feels weirder.
Yes.
I don't know why, it just does.
How do they get all this stuff to work without a brain?
I don't know. That's a great question. I'm not
How
sure.
far along
Maybe
are they
there's
in
like
this, did
a
they
quote
say?
mechanical brain that it's attached to, like, you know what I mean, like just to perform the functions of like here's what this needs and
It's
this
something
what
like
this is.
that. It's
Yeah,
like
I think they still have heads and faces. They just somehow are born without the connector.
That's still weird.
In their brain.
So this is something that's happening?
I don't. No one is going to say, "Hey, we got one."
Okay.
This is Larry the Bodyoid. But it's the kind of thing that it's illegal to clone humans, but
Right.
someone in Taiwan's doing it.
Right.
So billionaires are funding it and they're working on it. We're also now using corpse fat to round out our butts and our pecs and things like that.
You put fat?
Yes.
To get your chest bigger?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me either.
I mean, it's not really the same thing.
Not the same consistency.
No.
Yeah, headless humans and corpse fat.
Well, for whatever reason, the corpse fat seems less weird.
2026.
At least like the person you're exploiting or the person's tissue and such being exploited, like they already had their life and everything. You're not bringing something into this world just to harvest things.
And I'm assuming you have to give permission for those things, right? Like donating your body to science
I would
or whatever.
think so.
Also, remember last week I told you about Eddie Dalton, R&B singer, who's
Yeah.
#1 on the iTunes chart, all AI. Eddie now has 3 of the top 5.
That's crazy.
And he's going strong.
So people, who likes it? Do we know like the demographic that's seeking it out?
I mean, it's #1 overall. So
like people just like
Eddie.
Artificial crap.
Mm-hmm. What else we got? Oh, the Pope. I should have got this sound, but the Pope says that God rejects the prayers of those who are making war, because Pete, and there's some really interesting sound of Pete talking about the Third Temple, which you don't know about because you're Catholic, but people who grew up evangelical, especially Assembly of God, that's part of the whole tribulation period. The Antichrist, the false prophet, is the rebuilding of the temple a third time, and that's when Jesus comes back. And Pete's talking about how no one knows how it's going to happen, but this could lead to it, But yeah, the Pope was clearly responding, I think, to Pete, saying that God rejects the prayers of those who make war.
Sorry, Pete's saying he's going to bring about the rapture, you said?
Kind of. I
He's
mean,
kind of referring to it, like, who knows?
To the Third Temple and kind of doing like, no one knows, but I kind of know. So that kind of deal.
You gotta be a special kind of arrogant to think that you can help bring something,
Jesus back,
bring God's will back. Like, I mean, if God wants to do it, assuming that God's God, then God's gonna do what God's gonna do.
That's such a good point. I really hate it when people are like, "We tricked God into making this decision."
Well, their interpretation is the action. It's him through us. That's how they interpret it.
But it's like, we'll just force it. We figured out a way to do it, and we're just going to force this through, and then God will have no choice. And it's like, I just don't think it works like that.
I know God works in mysterious ways, but I have a hard time imagining at the founding of the universe, when God knows he's going to have to go through all of this, and then he's going to have to make a pact with Abraham, then he's going to have to give up his son. But eventually he's going to need this douchebag with a Nazi tattoo on his chest with slick back hair to be the Secretary of War so that he can bring back the Third Temple. I just don't see it. I don't want to be a part of a plan, even if I'm on the outside just checking it out as I'm on my way to hell. I don't want to be a part of a plan that includes Pete Hegseth in the end times. No thanks.
Yeah, we got Christopher said, as a Catholic, it's pretty wild. The Pope is saying God rejects prayers. So if you pray to God for somebody you don't like to die, you'd think that's going to be an accepted prayer? And we're going to get into nitpicking. I mean, I would assume that prayers of ill intent would be, my assumption would be those would be rejected. That would be my assumption. You can disagree with the Pope's interpretation of whether the war equals that or not. But yeah, I would assume that anyone that is praying for something bad for someone else and good for them probably gets that rejected. That'd be my assumption. Like, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bubblegum machine.
Right.
You don't just put in a nickel.
Right, it's not like you don't automatically get favor just because you ask.
Well, you don't.
You would think it would have to be for a just or good reason.
Yeah, you don't always get what it is that you pray for. It always irks me a little bit whenever people will pray for something and then they don't get it and they're like, God isn't answering my prayer. I'm like, well, maybe his answer is no. The answer doesn't always get to be yes, just because Wheel said, just because you ask.
I'm sorry to keep picking on you, Chris, but like he said, no, it's more of a dead letter department. A, how do you know? B, and then says, God hears the prayer but would not act on it. That's called rejecting it. When someone presents you with an idea and you hear it and see it and say, nah, that's rejecting the idea. That is rejecting the prayer. I mean, like, that's you're describing exactly what the Pope was saying. Or maybe, I don't know, none of us know, but I mean, I'm going on the assumption that believers, because I grew up in this, I understand it. That's the premise, right? Like, heard but not acted upon would be rejected. Not doing that. Sorry, taking a pass. That's a rejection. You don't have to step over ourselves to try to make this all work. It's not complicated. None of us know anyway. We're all just thinking we know.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe hoping we know.
Take a left turn. A new study says that having children does not make you happier, but it does ruin your relationship. But the difference in happiness between people with kids and people without kids is tiny. So it's not like I have kids and I'm depressed and Andrew doesn't have kids and he's euphoric. It's we're both kind of blah.
So it ruins your life and your relationship. But not really.
It doesn't ruin your life. It just said that it has the tendency to ruin relationships.
Okay.
Ruin marriages, as opposed to people who don't have kids. I mean, it's a really big stressor. So,
but it's also really difficult to know if that same couple that had problems after having a kid would not have had them without a kid.
Yeah, sure.
It's impossible to know.
Yeah.
Because we can't, there's no like do-overs. There's no like, well, let's try this one way and then try it another way and see. Like, you have no idea if that's, I mean, you're right. Any stressor can be a problem when there might be some kind of potential fissure.
I like to
be finances, can be a kid, can be a lot of things.
I like to quote this sage, Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, yeah?
I will get this wrong. I'll paraphrase, but he said, basically in life, you have to choose your misery. And he was trying to be funny. The misery of being married or the misery of being divorced. The misery of having children or the misery of not. The misery of having a high-paying job you don't like or a low-paying job you do. I mean, there's some wisdom in that.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't that just mean it's all relative?
It's all relative.
Like everyone has their own very real problems and challenges to deal with. So if you have kids, your life looks one certain way. If you don't, it looks another way. Those separate things come with separate challenges.
And separate benefits. I mean, they can every choice that you choose, every path you choose can be good, but it's going to have some downside too.
Mm-hmm.
There will always be upside, downside. Nothing is just all good or all bad. I shouldn't say nothing. Rarely are things all good or all bad.
And to your point, you never really know.
Right.
Like you get an offer to go to another radio station and you go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and you decide to go. Well, you'll never know.
Right.
If things go bad, they might have gone bad here. If things go great there, they might have gone great here. Like, you just don't know.
Yeah.
So, Christopher, who Wheels have been fighting with.
Not fighting. We're just debating. I like him.
I do too. He says, agree to disagree on the interpretation of the Pope's comments. Still love you, Wheels.
The Pope.
That's how you debate. You're friendly. I agree with the Pope.
Pope Leo.
We have chosen a new Pope.
No, I'm just glad to hear Christopher be reasonable.
Well, no,
that's nice.
And it's good to have a back and forth where you're like, okay, let's make sure we're all saying the same thing.
That's how you learn stuff.
Yeah. And you don't have to be mean at each other. You don't have to be. Sometimes.
Glad to hear he still loves Wheels. I was worried about that.
I mean, come on. I want everybody to like me. If you don't, it's okay. But
what role does he play with the stream?
Andrew? Oh, he's the antagonist for sure.
He's sort of like the warden on
He's
Cool
just over
Hand
there with
Luke.
a stick poking everybody.
Yeah, he is.
Really sharp stick.
He's like the guy that set up Human Centipede or something. He's just...
I'm the Pope of the stream.
Pote Andrew the First.
Yeah, you need to pick a Pote name.
Yeah.
You can't just be Andrew.
Pote.
I gotta say, I didn't think we were gonna get a Human Centipede reference in the first hour of the show this week.
I have it written down 3 times on my
There we
show sheet.
go.
It's not even 150 on a Monday.
Work in Human Centipede somehow. Wait until they bring up the Pote.
Just says Andrew equals Human Centipede and then a bunch of question marks.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there somehow.
Rach and I have been telling you guys about Lombardo Homes now I've been talking about them for 18 years, and Rach has been helping me out for the last 6 or 7 years. And the last month, we've been telling you that in the month of March, which ends Wednesday, correct? So if you're going to avail yourself of this, I don't think you have to make a deal. I don't think you have to sign on the dotted line. I could be wrong about that, but just knowing them like I do, I think if you just make contact and you talk to a sales manager, hey, I heard Dave and Rach on the DGS talking about this, that they'll put you in, they'll grandfather you in. That during the month of March, what they're giving away is a free finished recreation room in your lower level. So for entertaining, movie nights, home gym, whatever you like, really great incentive.
Yeah, like Dave said, it's only available during the month of March. So if you've been thinking about it at all, just give them a call today or tomorrow. Visit LombardoHomes.com. Start clicking around and exploring the different communities and the different home layouts that you can choose from. And get in touch with the sales manager. They'll hook you up with all the details, and you can decide what you want to do from there. That being said, LombardoHomes.com is a great website to check out if you just love real estate like I do and you want to see some quality, luxury, customized homes. LombardoHomes.com is the place. So go check it out today.
Calling all runners. Register now for the Cardinals 5K on Saturday, April 18th. And you can take a victory lap on the field at Busch Stadium. Don't miss this chance to bring the whole family for a fun St. Louis 5K race that brings fans together to support kids in the community. The Cardinals 5K, Saturday, April 18th. Register now at cardinals.com/5K. And for more information, just head to KMOX.com/events.
Hey, St. Louis, need to sell your home fast? The Gelman team with eXp Realty can make you an instant cash offer in just 24 hours. No showings, no repairs, no waiting. Visit thegelmanteam.com or give them a call at 314-336-1991.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Last year, I had back pain radiating down my right leg. The pain was so bad, I was willing to cut my leg off to stop the pain. I could barely walk and had to stoop over when I did just to take pressure off the spine. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. In my professional career, I've represented thousands of people who've had herniated discs and issues with their neck and back, but never fully appreciated what they were going through until it was my turn. It's like trying to describe colors to a blind person who's never had sight. All I can tell you is it hurt like hell, but worse. My daily walk was gone, and that bothered me a great deal. Then I thought of all of you and how much more devastating this type of injury could be for you. My life stopped. I now feel your pain. Just know at Morgan & Morgan, we got your back. I understand. Morgan means more.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Tax season is here, and Missouri families are already seeing the real impact of the Working Families Tax Cut Act. House Republicans are delivering real results for hardworking Missourians. According to the Council of Economic Advisors, the bill is projected to raise wages in Missouri by about $3,000 to $6,000 over the next 4 years. That's more money for groceries, gas, and greater security for your family's future. In Congress, I'm working to protect working families, strengthen our economy, and ensure you are keeping more of your hard-earned money.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Welcome back, DGS 150. C. Oldman Peterson says, common sense discussion and dialectical thought. You guys are great. That's the best rich guy name I've heard in a long time.
That's a great name.
I thought you were starting like a fable or something, like C. Oldman Peterson.
Yeah. No, that's one of those like, hey, I dare you to go up and knock on old man Pedersen's door.
Yeah, old man Oldman Pedersen.
You mean C. Oldman Pedersen?
You mean old man Oldman?
We may have a medical emergency.
Maybe it's cold man.
We may have a medical emergency.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. You know, I just like to be honest with people. Last few days, I've had terrible acid reflux. I take Prilosec every day. I've been taking it twice during the night. Just been bad. And I forgot it today. And so I asked Andrew, hey, do you have anything reflux? Because he has reflux. He said, no, but Wheeler does. So Wheels very kindly gave me access to his just generic little white pills. So I put them in my pocket, my poquita, and I just took 2 of them.
Take one.
Now they're covered in mold.
I know. I took one, but it didn't work within 5 minutes, so I took a second.
I was going to say, it's going to take a bit.
Here's a medical emergency. I just realized I also had trazodone in my pocket.
Okay.
Which looks exactly the same.
Uh-oh. Yes. So is that the second one that you took, or do you not know?
They could both be trazodone. They could both be reflux. We don't know.
So you had 4 in there. You took 2. What are there still 2 in there?
Yeah. How many are in there?
Yeah, get them out. Let's look at it. Wheels should be able to tell you by sight if they're his pills,
they're just
right?
they're tiny little like egg-shaped guys.
What if Dave takes Wheeler's medicine and turns into Wheeler.
Man, well, it's not really my medicine. It's over-the-counter
wasn't
acid
reflux at all.
reflux medicine. Yeah. Like it's not like
No,
Wheeler. They're
Wheels
not Wheeler
developed that in the
pills.
lab.
Yeah.
Okay, I have 2 pills in my hand, and I'm pretty sure they're your reflux medicines.
Uh-oh.
So you took 2 trazodone.
Because there's no markings on them at all.
Okay, I can help with this. Do you have reflux right now?
A little bit.
That's a bad sign, yeah.
Okay.
Are you feeling sleepy?
I'm sorry, what?
Are you feeling sleepy?
Not at all.
No, not yet. There goes our common sense discussions and dialectical thought.
Dave's like, I don't know which pills I took.
I'm just being straight. Just being straight. Well, I should probably take these 2 just to be sure.
Oh
right?
yeah, no, that's probably not.
Yeah,
good.
there's
I
no
think
way.
they
I
cancel
mean,
each other out.
yeah.
First of all,
I
if
think
you
that's
only
how it
if you took 2 of the other, you would only want one of those for sure.
Well, if you took a couple of downers, you're gonna want the uppers.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are.
Let's just keep
none
it
of
going.
those
That's
things.
what I'm
Keep it
saying.
going.
So I would do those 2, and then maybe like a big Red Bull.
You know what's funny is no one is stating the obvious of who walks around with trazodone in their pocket.
That's a fair question.
We are,
too.
brother. We are so far beyond
We're
that.
used to it.
I know
On the
you
DG
guys know.
on the DGS.
I know you guys know.
We are so far beyond pocket pills,
Have you guys heard of
controlled
Beezin?
medications. in
Maybe
the
you
back
should
pocket.
add Beezin into the equation,
What's
Dave.
Beezin?
Okay, so it's a viral trend where teenagers are taking Burt's Bees lip balm, like the mint flavored kind,
Okay.
and they're putting it on their eyelids because it makes your eyelids tingle and it makes you feel like high and wired, I guess.
Dude.
This is really bad. Don't do it at home because it can cause inflammation, redness, and swelling. You could even get a chemical burn.
For the love of
But-
God.
Guys, yeah,
People
yeah,
are doing
that
the
sounds
Beezin
like worth it.
challenge.
anything minty in your eyes is a bad combination.
Yeah, menthol in your eyes
Yeah,
is
it's
not
gonna
good.
sting. It's gonna be not great.
Dude, since the first time a guy picked up a frog and licked it, we've just been getting wide the whole time.
How do you think they figured that out?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna go lick that frog.
Yeah.
Trial
Just
and
see
error.
what happens.
Trial and error.
We were evidently just licking everything.
Yeah, I gotta lick something.
How many people just flat out died from all of that? Like, oh, he tried that one. Don't go for the green, the really bright green one. Those guys
Right.
are. Yeah.
They had a rudimentary book. It's like cow, yes, cobra, no lick.
Bitey. No snack.
And Joel says, do that while licking a 9-volt battery to get the real buzz.
Yeah,
God,
there you
man.
go.
I still can't believe you haven't licked a 9-volt on the show yet.
And I was just gonna say, and it still is not gonna happen.
I think this is the first thing you've ever really put your foot down about licking.
Electrocuting myself? Yeah, I'm gonna put a foot
Yeah,
You're
down.
not
not
electrocute
electrocuting yourself.
yourself.
You said you've played with electric fence. This is not that.
I probably wouldn't do that now either.
Hi, it's Kevin Wheeler here with Gloria Liu of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Welcome back, Gloria. Now, for years now, you've been on KMOX helping families plan their next big move with your Guaranteed Sold program. So for those planning to sell their home this year, what's your best advice?
Thank you. My advice is simple. Do your homework before listing your home. Our market is stabilizing, inventory is tightening and moving fast. In other words, the realtor you choose to sell your home really matters. That's why my sellers love my Guaranteed Sale program. I guarantee to sell your home at your agreed upon price and time frame, or I will buy it myself. I have thousands of buyers in my buyers in waiting database, so your home may already been sold before it's ever hit the market. Higher demand, more competition, and more money for your home.
Friends, if you want a realtor who will guarantee results, call the one that I trust. Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
My buddy Mike over at Michael's Flooring has been with me for 25 years. Mike is a good salesperson. One, I'm sure he's just a good salesperson. He has a good personality. He's charming, but he just tells you the truth. He's always told me, Dave, I got into the flooring business because I'm a simple guy, and the flooring business seemed very simple to me. And he's done very, very well. He did well even before he met me. But in the 25-year association I've had with Michael, oh my gosh, I just think it's one of those, it's almost tradition now. If you're a DGS listener, that after 25 years, like, hey, we finally need some flooring. Let's go check out Mike. Let's meet him. Let's, see what this is all about. You'll be really glad you did. He has all the name brands. He has it at a lower price than anyone else with great customer service, great installation. 3 Michael's Flooring locations around town. Go to michaelsflooringoutlet.com.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Hey, this is Charlie Brennan. If it's cold outside, the team at Morelli Tuck Pointing is still busy. During colder months, Morelli can inspect any exposed brick inside your house. If your basement has a stone or black wall, Morelli can remove the worn-out mortar from that wall and replace it with new mortar. This tuck pointing work will reinforce your foundation, prevent water from entering your home, and thwart pests. This is a great time to get the inside of your garage inspected, and the same goes for your brick or stone fireplace. I've used Morelli Tuck Pointing to repair the chimneys, walkways, and walls of 2 homes here in St. Louis. The Morelli bids are fair, their crews are super polite, and they clean their job sites. Don't take my word for it. Check out the reviews on Google. Winner of the BBB Torch Award and the Next Door Neighbor Fave Award, 35 years in business, an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau, 314-645-1387, MorelliTuckPointing.com.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. The voice of St. Louis.
At 2 o'clock, it's a windy condition, 81 degrees downtown at the Arch.
KMOX is covering breaking news.
We've got an update to our Amber Alert. Let's take you live to the scene. KMOX's Maria Aquino. What's happened, Maria?
Michael, this Amber Alert has been canceled. There was no child. Now, let me explain this. The car was stolen. What the Lieutenant Colonel Lohr is saying, that they received the call before 8 this morning about a stolen car with a child inside. Of course, they put all their resources into this. There was no child. They now have 2 women in custody. The woman that made the report, whose car was stolen, police believe maybe she might have said this in order to get more quicker action for them to locate her car. But at this point, they really don't know what the motive was for this. There was no child. The name is fake. The description was fake. They did find the car. That was stolen. But again, the subject of this Amber Alert, not a child that was really missing. So this is a very puzzling, and a lot of people have been for hours searching for this child. And St. Louis County Police say both of those women will be charged. The exact charges right now are not known. But again, the good news, no child missing this afternoon. The Amber Alert canceled out of Afton. Live in South County, Maria Aquino, KMOX News.
President Trump has threatened widespread destruction of Iran's energy resources and other vital infrastructure if a deal to end the war is not reached, quote, shortly. Tehran struck a key water and electrical plant in Kuwait, and an oil refinery in Israel came under attack. Israel and the U.S. launched a new wave of strikes on Iran. When will the partial government shutdown end?
Still no deal to fund DHS, and so lawmakers clocked out for a 2-week vacation. While President Trump signed an executive order to pay TSA officers officers while the shutdown drags on. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said
Congress should come back and they should get it done.
And she placed blame squarely on the Democrats.
Nothing will be truly normal again until Democrats do the right thing to fund this agency fully.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
The St. Charles County Council is expected to pass a bill tonight creating a partnership between ICE and local law enforcement. The sponsor says it's the best way to keep ICE out.
In different parts of our community, they hear ICE and the worst things they can possibly imagine, because they've seen it on their television screens, is what comes to mind. That is not what we are trying to do.
Councilman Mike Elam, the sponsor of the bill, he says his bill keeps St. Charles County in the driver's seat when they come across an undocumented immigrant.
It doesn't surrender our law enforcement responsibilities to a federal entity who doesn't know anything about our county. They don't know anything about different parts of our community.
Elam says the 4 officers trained under this partnership will not be going out seeking undocumented immigrants. He adds they can cancel this partnership at any point if they do not like how things are going. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
From the business desk, the NFL is moving forward with plans to begin hiring and training replacement officials in the next several weeks because negotiations with the referees union have been unsuccessful. 2 people with knowledge of the discussions told the Associated Press. The Dow from Stifel this hour is up 72 points to 45,238. We've got some road work on 270 going south at St. Charles Rock Road. That's got the right lane closed. Some debris just cleared out 170 south at 270. Stalled vehicle 55 going north at Carondelet on the right side.
It's another summer-like day in the month of March. Sunny, windy, and warm as we go through the afternoon. 85 for the high, 86 the record from 1986. Going to be close tonight. Partly cloudy, breezy, and warm. Only 67 for the low. On Tuesday, partly sunny, windy. Couple of showers, maybe a thunder shower, but somewhat limited during the day Tuesday. 85. The record's 87 on Tuesday. Periods of rain and a couple of thunderstorms Tuesday night. Periods of rain and a little cooler Wednesday, 64. And the unsettled weather pattern with showers and some thunderstorms around Thursday, Friday, and right through the weekend. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Right now, we've got winds out of the southwest at 18, gusting to 27. It's 81 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Honey, I found the one.
Oh, I thought I was the one.
Oh, you are, but this one's certified, background check, shows up on time, and can install all the ceiling fans.
Heating, cooling, electrical, and plumbing. Trusted pros who do it right.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Happy Monday. A few minutes past 2 p.m. Beautiful day out there. So a couple of updates. As you just heard on the top of the hour, KMOX News, the Amber Alert for the very specific 5-year-old African-American 2'6" 60-pound little girl wearing a Flower Power shirt has been called off because the whole thing was made up.
Wow.
We're going to have Maria Kina join us at 2:20, so make sure you stay with us for that. We're going to get all the details. But, Rach, you were listening to it most closely. You said that she wanted to get her car found faster.
I think that's what is being speculated as like a possible motive for making up the fact that there was a little girl in the car was, okay, well, this will certainly get authorities to work really quickly to try to recover this car if they think there's a 5-year-old girl inside. But as we were saying on the break, you're right, Dave. It was so oddly specific. They're talking about the ponytails in her hair and her blue Flower Power t-shirt. To find out that all of that was a complete fabrication, I mean, my jaw dropped hearing Michael and Maria talk about this story.
I just said to the guys in the break, once again, St. Louis is going to make the news. It'll be in my show prep tomorrow, I promise you. Another update we have, I told you guys that I put 2 reflux pills in my pocket a couple hours ago. They joined a couple of Trazodones because, Trazodone likes to travel with me. And I reached my pocket, forgetting the Trazodone, took 2 of the little white pills, and then thought, oh, that could have been Trazodone. So Wheels took the remaining pills, found the numbers on them.
I just brought in one from my bottle so we can look at them.
And their reflux.
Yeah.
So
you took 2 of the others. You shouldn't take 2 of the reflux ones either.
I do what I want.
It's like 1 every 12 or 14 hours or something like that.
Let me tell you something, Mr. Wheeler. I'm going to learn nothing from this. Absolutely nothing.
We'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah, good luck in the 3 o'clock.
Well, there's only
Dave
3
will be
hours left
sleeping
in
at
the
4
show.
o'clock.
Yeah.
We'll talk to Tom without
I hear
you.
Ackerman's coming in.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
He'll be back in the office. We'll have to wake you up to go home at the end of the day.
We have friend of the show, Logan Janis, in with us from Mostly Superheroes podcast, also from the Team Jakey Foundation to end the stigma around suicide and suicide prevention. And we've done a little business together. We made a donation for your fundraiser, which you said went well.
Yeah, very well. That's
That's
2025 that we raised $50,000. That's the Team Jakey Foundation.
Congrats.
I appreciate that. And I really am glad I'm here for the first part of Dave's interview right now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Get
him while he's still good.
Yep.
You might want to stick.
I might want to because it sounds like it's going to get really interesting.
This could be an opportunity for you.
And I'm also glad I'm also here to end the stigma around misusing Amber Alerts. So I think, we got to really watch out. That's really interesting that it was made up for maybe a car or something, because I remember the Amber Alert this morning. It said there is no car even. There's
Right.
no car.
Don't worry
It's
about
just,
the car.
This girl's missing, and now it's a fake story. That's really crazy.
Really crazy.
But thanks for having me. This is, it's so good to see all of you. And Team Jakey and the board, the Zeller family, all say hello.
Good.
And we're excited to spread the word about, we're back in action here. So, excited to tell people about it.
And I'm back on your podcast soon.
Yeah, you're going to come on. I'm a podcast producer in town, Logan Janis, and Mostly Superheroes is one of those shows. You maybe heard about it. We give away amazing prizes like tickets to the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra this May 1st through 3rd. We got tickets to Marvel Infinity Saga in concert. Really excited to work with the symphony. We just worked with the Fabulous Fox on Beetlejuice, the musical, and we're really good friends with the Alamo Drafthouse, which there's a Team Jakey connection there too. And the big connection for me with Team Jakey is outside of being a podcast producer in town, I'm the executive director for this mental health nonprofit here in St. Louis. And it's 13 years, $500,000 raised in Missouri.
Wow.
For suicide prevention and mental health awareness, partnering with Provident Behavioral Health St. Louis and American Foundation for Suicide Prevention here in Missouri. And we always like to say we're the fun uncle of mental health. We're not going to even pretend to be your therapist, but boy, we can connect you to resources like 988, $5 therapy access centers in St. Louis. And a lot of folks in St. Louis County don't realize that your kids have access to licensed therapists in their schools through the St. Louis Child Services Fund Act, which works with, I know that's part of the funding that goes to Provident Behavioral Health. So all that's at teamjakey.org. If you want to hear more, or you're struggling with your own mental health or know someone who is, the resources is what we're all about.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. As everyone who listens to the show knows, I lost my brother in 2002 to suicide. And I remember one of my first emotions was anger because he had taken an option away from me. Like, all the Glovers are crazy, right? And I'm sure that's not the first suicide we've had in the family, although I don't know of one, but I'm sure there were others. And I don't know that prior to 2002, I had what I would call real suicidal ideations. I was depressed enough at different times where I had the classic, it would be kind of nice to not wake up. But as far as like, I'm going to get a gun or I'm going to do this, like I had never had that. But that was one of my first emotions was, well, that option's gone now because I know what it's like to be left behind.
Yeah. And our whole thing is getting comfortable with the uncomfortable and breaking down the walls to have these conversations right here. And I appreciate your bravery, Dave, for always tackling the stigma. That's what the MLS St. Louis City soccer program is. They call it Tackle the Stigma. That's exactly what you're doing. Ending the stigma. That's our whole thing. And being able to talk. I remember you and Sam, who he lost his brother. His brother was Jake. The group is called Team Jakey. And it is definitely a personal story at the heart of it. A young man, a one of two twins, in 2013 took his own life. And after the Zeller family mourned for a couple months, a couple of the family members were like, we're going to talk about this and tell the truth, because that's what, in our opinion, is what did him in, honestly, was the stigma, the fact that he didn't have support that maybe we could have given or someone could have given, and then some action. So that's where the community engagement comes in. So with us, we do corporate lunch and learns, not just corporate, we should say company lunch and learns, because we've done stuff for construction industry, the brewer industry. We worked with a lot of the breweries in town, focusing on a different industry or group of people that are maybe struggling with mental illness in their own unique way. And then our big blanket events that are either free to attend or affordable to attend. We always make sure we do that. And our event calendars at teamjakey.org. But our next one at Four Hands Brewing Company is Taps for Team Jakey. That's May 21st, free community event with live music, amazing raffles, and access to resources.
Very cool.
So it's just like, if you want to come and have a beer, this is at the downtown location at Four Hands, so you can get a High Point burger. It's very casual, 4 to 9 p.m. Come and go, stay for 5 minutes. Don't talk to anybody, or maybe stay for a while. And I always say you could end up leaving with a new number or a group chat. And a lot of people make friends at this stuff.
Yeah, I bet. I'm not usually this forthcoming, but I have a couple of Trazodone in me. No, but if you go into a room with 50 people, someone is thinking about suicide, and someone is thinking about someone who they think is thinking about suicide.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we see that regularly. And if anything keeps me engaged, it's every time we do an event. We just did a really cool health fair with the group at 3 Run 4. And Jay Pippy, he ran that. And it was an excellent event with wellness and shoes and fun stuff. But mental health, I can tell you, half of the people that came by our booth. So if you're coming by the booth, something's drawing you in, right? Half of those people were affected directly by suicide. One person as recent as last Thursday, she said. Another person 5 years ago. Another person, that's me. One person said, I'm just struggling to keep my therapy going because it's expensive and health insurance is complicated.
Yeah.
And Provident Behavioral Health, again, if you're having those issues, there are $5 access centers all around St. Louis area. Again, Provident Behavioral Health is a home of these resources, but teamjakey.org. And again, 988 is 24/7. It's a federal hotline. You guys have got fun little trinkets that I've given you with some stickers and some swag. There's a little taco that says taco about it. And 988 is right on there, because if anything, we're that fun uncle. We're an awareness machine. If you see In the Stigma, if you see in Team Jakey, you just know that it's a safe place for you to be vulnerable and maybe learn about something that could save your life or someone else's life. And I can tell you, we have saved hundreds of lives just from being there. I think just from being there and trying to show up.
People will often ask me, because I'll do presentations and talks at groups like yours, and invariably someone comes up to me and says, "Did your brother give any warning signs? Did he talk about it at all?" And I always say, there are two kinds of people, two buckets. The people who end up attempting suicide, sometimes successfully, sometimes not. Those who never mention it, and those like my brother who talked about it all the time. And he was my older brother. So he was 49 when he passed, which would have made me 38. And my brother was estranged from the family for decades. And then he came back in the fold when my dad got sick. And so I wasn't super comfortable around him, and he could flip on a dime and be really aggressive and mean, So I was kind of intimidated by him. And the most I ever did when he brought it up, which would probably be monthly, I would go, "Oh, come on, Keith, don't talk like that." And I regret that. I was doing the best I could with the tools I had. It was obviously pre his suicide, but I wish I would have had it in me to say, come on, let's talk.
Right.
Tell me what, tell me why, what can we do? What can I possibly do? And what really hurts me is it wasn't all money, but my brother was on disability and he was barely making ends meet living in Tucson. And I think that was kind of one of the final straws is I'm living hand to mouth and I'm miserable. And I didn't have anything because it was my first couple years in radio and I wasn't making anything. And the next year I signed my first big contract, and I could have literally set him up in an apartment and would have. And, there's lots of woulda, shoulda. Everyone has that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one of mine where I think back and I'm like, God, like a few more months.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that wouldn't have changed the whole thing, but it would have been a difference maker.
And your hindsight is really necessary, because not only are you talking about how you're coping with your own family trauma and looking back with kind of like that perfect hindsight, that 20/20 vision, but you're saying things to people now that could make a difference.
Yeah.
Just by talking about those signs of like that little Sam can tell you, Jake was his twin brother. They were in it. They knew each other, but he did the same thing. He would tell him, get your act together, and you just got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And mental health is hard to address in a lot of places. I think in Missouri, it's particularly tough, but it is getting better. And the stigma is coming to a close. I think, it might be we have a long road ahead of us, but the resources, that's my biggest thing is I've learned is I came into this thinking the resources were not around, but there are resources around. There are people that are just working day and night to make 988 possible. These access centers, therapists in public schools, opening the dialogue, and teamjakey.org, 988. These are things that I just hope people hear, check out, and tell people about, and don't be scared to bring it up. And I always, I don't point it at anybody. I don't say you need 988. I always say 988's out there for whoever needs it.
Yeah. And I believe it's within the past couple of years that 988 has popped up, right? Or am I wrong in that? I think it's so important to raise awareness, like you're saying, Logan, because, Dave, you tell your story and you are so hard on yourself, but you didn't know.
Sure.
If you would have known better, you would have done better, but you're not trained to handle that sort of thing. What things like Provident Behavioral Health and 988 can do is step in for the people in your life, or, in this person who's going through a crisis. They can say, I don't know exactly what I can do for you, but here's some people who can help. So, I mean, it's just a nice way to bridge into a better situation.
Go to teamjakey.org, call 988 if you or someone around you is having troubles. How do people find the podcast?
Yeah, we got a Team Jakey podcast, brand new. Let's get you on that too, Day. All of you guys, please. I know we said that last time, so we can't let another year go by without getting you guys into some of our studio spaces across town. Teamjakey.org for a podcast. And yeah, I am also the host and creator of Mostly Superheroes, a prize engine up there. I'd put us against everybody in town with our prize locker. We got a deep prize locker. We have free movies. We're about accessibility. We look out for the folks out there that maybe don't have the cash to make it out to these things. And that community, whether it's a Mostly Superheroes event or a Team Jakey event, or talking with you all, everything you all do for the community and keeping the dialogue going, keeping people informed, taking fan call-ins and local nonprofits like this. We're all doing our best to battle the isolation that is real in this world. And it is worse than ever. And community needs to be stronger than ever. I can tell you that, like, the days will be darker if we don't keep staying connected.
Yeah. I will see you soon to do your podcast.
Yes.
Great work. Say hi to the boys. Yeah, very soon.
Good.
Why do the national tax resolution firms need the tiny fine print at the bottom of all their TV ads? Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. You don't hear fast-talking disclaimers in our ads because the claims we make are 100% transparent. The Lance Drury Law Firm primarily focuses on one thing, IRS problems, and we're regulated by the Bar Association, and we have a AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau. IRS issues are serious legal issues. The Lance Drury Law Firm has helped thousands of clients navigate the best resolution plans, and we tell you up front exactly how much it'll cost. Tax resolution law is all we do. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure salesperson, give us a call at the Lance Drury Law Firm, located right here in St. Louis. Call today to schedule your free consultation with me, 314-260-6120, or visit LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
For years, Gone South has been a podcast about crime in the American South. But for our new season, we're widening the lens. Through deeply reported, narrative-driven stories, we're digging into the myths, scandals, and power structures that still shape the South, and, in a lot of ways, the country itself. Follow and listen to Gone South Season 5, an Odyssey podcast. Available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your shows.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents. So when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees when used as directed. Spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
You know, here in St. Louis, word of mouth still matters, and I'm pretty careful about who I recommend, especially when it comes to something as personal as estate planning. I'm Tom Ackerman. My family has been working with the Laderman Law Firm for over 20 years now, and the reason is simple. They don't just create documents and send you on your way. They help make sure your plan works. Because let's be honest, life changes. Family needs and circumstances change. Laws change. But most estate plans don't change over time as needs, circumstances, and laws change. They're outdated, sitting in a drawer. People assume they're fine, and their plan will work when they need it to work. At the Laderman Law Firm, it's not a one-time transaction. It's an ongoing process. They build a plan to protect your family and your assets, and then for a fixed annual fee, they help keep it up to date as both your life and assets change. Check out the Laderman Law Firm at ladermanlaw.com or give them a call at 314-514-9100. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
S&L Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call S&L. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. S&L Coin.
Don't miss Mosby Building Arts Home Improvement Shows, Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KMOX. One of the last call-in shows where you can get live answers to your remodeling, design, and construction questions. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m.
Proudly serving St. Louis for over 100 years. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. It's about 2:25. Maria Kina from the newsroom is on the phone with us. If you were paying attention earlier on KMOX and every other news outlet, we had a very specific, very scary Amber Alert about a 5-year-old African-American female child, 2'6", 60 pounds, wearing a blue Flower Power shirt. Ends up that I started to say that child's fine, but that child doesn't exist. I guess the caretaker made it up. And Maria has all the details. Maria, talk to us about it.
Well, Dave, this is a bizarre story. It came out as an Amber Alert. A woman reported her car stolen with a child inside of it from the 8900 block of New Hampshire that was in Afton, an apartment complex. Of course, police, St. Louis County Police, and all their resources went to work on this. They had dogs. They had airborne looking for this child. They found the car a few blocks away in another apartment complex. It's called Matterford Apartments, but the child was not in there. So this press conference was supposed to take place at 12:30, and the fact that it was running so late suggested there might be something going on. So what they found out, what Lieutenant Colonel Jerry Lohr suspects at this point, is the woman reported that the child was abducted in order to maybe get a faster response for her stolen car. She and her roommate are now in custody. They're facing charges for reporting, obviously, a false abduction. This child never existed because I asked the lieutenant colonel, is there a child by this name? Does this woman know this? And he said no. She came up with this elaborate story that she was taking care of the child for her sister who had passed away. So at this point, the car was stolen. They recovered it. As to who stole the car, that's all part of the investigation.
Maria, did Afton Police share anything as far as, the protocol for this kind of thing? I would assume if a child is abducted, police are staying in close contact with the guardian of that child, like throughout the search. Did they say anything about her demeanor as they conducted this investigation?
No, but I think as time went on, they were seeing where this story wasn't holding up. And I'm sure they were in constant contact with her and the roommate. And at that point, and when they came in to do the press conference right before 2:00, they had they said 15 to 20 minutes before, just put all this together. So as to what this woman's motive was, it just isn't known. It's only speculation right now that she wanted her car found quickly.
Unbelievable.
It's all about me. Before we knew this, I was about to do a whole rant about whoever these people are. They're terrible people. How do you not have a picture of your child?
Right.
I'm glad I didn't make a fool of myself.
That was another suspicious thing that I think kind of raised everybody's concern. Why is there no picture of this child? And what she told police was, well, she was the guardian and had only had the child for a few weeks. So that seemed legitimate, potentially. But then the more that the hours drug on, when a child goes missing before 8:00 in the morning, it's now 1:00 in the afternoon, and there is no sighting of this child. That's very concerning, because we all know how important it is when that Amber Alert goes out for everyone, people everywhere, to have their eyes open and call police immediately if there's an actual child abduction.
Well, this is one of the reasons you have a dedicated newsroom. So thank you, Maria. Thanks for your hard work.
You're welcome. Take care, guys.
All right. Yeah, we'll be in the news tonight. Well, I'll see it on cable.
I mean, just the worst. You're that much about yourself. Look, that you're going to call in all those resources because look, I would be pissed if my car got stolen. I'm not going to be like, oh, it's okay, but I'm certainly not thinking the whole world revolves around me, and to get my car back, we should pull all the police.
I have made so many terrible, short-sighted decisions. But can you, what did you think was going to happen?
Do you think they would be like, oh, there's no kid.
You
Okay,
got
well,
us.
here's your car.
You got us.
Jeez.
Hear me out on this. Let's say, for the sake of argument, you do have a wife or a significant other. They're just a huge problem in your life. And then you win a giant jackpot. Don't you feel like this is your opportunity to just leave town?
You're not going to file papers now, because now you're going to be legally bound to this lady.
That's what you get the lawyer for.
You're not even married and you're fantasizing about leaving your wife.
The Chris and Amy Show, weekdays starting at 9 on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It's time to check in with Dave Murray's weather forecast, sponsored by Financial and Tax Strategies.
It's another summer-like day in the month of March. Sunny, windy, and warm as we go through the afternoon. 85 for the high, 86 the record from 1986. Going to be close tonight. Partly cloudy, breezy, and warm. Only 67 for the low. On Tuesday, partly sunny, windy. Couple of showers, maybe a thunder shower, but somewhat limited during the day. Tuesday, 85. The record's 87 on Tuesday. Periods of rain and a couple of thunderstorms Tuesday night. Periods of rain and a little cooler Wednesday, 64. And the unsettled weather pattern with showers and some thunderstorms around Thursday, Friday, and right through the weekend. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
If your retirement plan is mostly what if and a little fingers crossed, you deserve better answers than that. Check out Wealth and Wisdom Saturdays at 7 a.m. here on KMOX. I'm Gary Goldberg. Call 800-966-1690.
All right, guys. Kevin Wheeler here. I want to tell you about what's going on at FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of KMOX. A lot, by the way. I've had a blast. I'm not going to try to pat myself on the back too much, but it was a good weekend for me on FanDuel Sportsbook with the start of the baseball season. And if you're a baseball fan, FanDuel's giving you a chance to call your shot. So every single day, they got a thing called Daily Dinger. So joining the action's easy. You just make a free pick on who you think's going to hit a home run in their game that day. And if you're right, you get a profit boost to use on your next bet. So that's your opportunity to get a little extra winning without having to place a larger bet. So it's just another reason why FanDuel is the place to be during baseball season, the home for home runs. I don't know, maybe you think Jordan Walker's going to follow up what he did yesterday with a home run against the Mets today. Well, you would have that opportunity to get out there and play and have a good time with it. It's simple. Just go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to opt in for the Daily Dingers. You can make your free pick about who's going to hit a home run on that day. And FanDuel, of course, is an official partner of Major League Baseball. Must be 21 or older and present in Missouri to play. No purchase is necessary. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. And you can see the terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Game day comfort steps up to the plate Saturday, April 11th, when the Cardinals face the Boston Red Sox downtown. That night, fans can score a Cardinals dugout hoodie presented by Mercy, built for cool nights, late innings, and early season baseball. It's a classic, easy-to-wear layer you'll reach for all year long. Available in medium or extra large while supplies last. Don't miss this spring matchup. Get tickets and details at cardinals.com/promotions.
Every Sunday home game is a Kids Sunday at Busch Stadium. From Team Fred Birding games to a kid-friendly DJ, ice cream, and family favorite activities. Sundays are built for young fans. Plus, select Sundays feature kids run the bases after the game. It's a day made for smiles, memories, and Cardinals baseball together. Make Sundays your family tradition at Busch Stadium. Tickets and details at cardinals.com/KidsSunday.
Taking care of your health should be simple. And with the NeoVitan monthly subscription, it finally is. Choose your doctor-formulated multivitamin and we'll deliver it straight to your door every month. No more running out, no more remembering to reorder, just consistent nutrition made easy. Plus, subscribers save 10% every month and can pause or cancel at any time. Visit neovitan.com and start your subscription today. NeoVitan, trusted nutrition every day.
So tomorrow at 9 a.m., I go in to see Caroline, who is my nurse with Dr. Kathy Malpin. She's been giving me my testosterone pellets for the past 7 years. I like her very much. She went to KU. And so here's what tomorrow's going to be like. Going to get there at 9 and go in with Caroline. Hey, how you doing? This going on, that going on. House fee. But she turned 21. Shot party. Blah. And then a drop trow and puts a little shot in my lower back, upper butt, and puts the pellets in. It takes maybe 10 minutes. You know, it's not like I would choose to do it every day, but it doesn't really hurt. Certainly doesn't hurt afterwards. It's a whole bunch of nothing. I can tell you this. Every time I get in my car to leave, I've even put this in my reminders. This is not hard. Don't get worried next time. And then for the next 6 months, I'm going to feel a lot better. Better in the bedroom, better in the boardroom, better in the gym, just better across the board. Right next door is BioBalance Skin, where before my April 17th concert at Del Mar Hall, I'm going to get some micro needling so you guys think I'm hot. So for all things Dr. Maupin, go to biobalancehealth.com.
Debuting this Tuesday, it's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol. Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX. Bernie Miklasz on KMOX is sponsored by Stewart's American Mortgage, home of the Bagel Loan, and by Salika Heating and Cooling, a Daikin comfort dealer.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Happy Monday. Every Monday at 2:30, we talk to Bernie Miklasz. Hello, Bern.
Happy Monday. Happy new week to everybody.
So I think if anyone would have told us that in your first series, you're going to take 2 out of 3, 2 wins by comeback, almost do it a third time, JJ's going to hit a home run and a walk-off hit, and Jordan Walker's going to look good in the field and at the plate, we would take it, right?
Absolutely. You know, plus the bullpen was really bad, and, you know, the Cardinals gave up a lot of runs and a lot of hits. That's the other thing.
Right.
Yet they managed to win 2 out of 3 games. Let me tell you something about this team. Here's what I love the most. Let's take the individual performances out for a moment because it's a collective performance I'm going to talk about. There were 28 innings in this series, 28 innings because one went extras. 28 innings. The Cardinals trailed at the end of 16 innings, and they had the lead at the end of an inning 7 times. 5 other times it was tied. So basically, at the end of 25% of the innings played in the series, the Cardinals did not have the lead. Yet they managed to win 2 out of 3 because they just kept fighting back. Now, one other stat. Whenever the Cardinals were trailing in the game, any at bat taken when they were behind in the score, there was about 50 at bat, 50 plate appearances. They hit 456 with a bunch of extra base hits. So they were at their best when the chips were down and they had to get something going, or they would have had no chance for a comeback. And these suckers hit 456 in those deficit situations. That kind of stuff really gets me fired up. It really gets me fired up. Yeah, I want to see what a team does when it gets slapped in the mouth and it's a little dizzy and kind of falling down. What do? Show me something. They showed us a lot in that regard over the weekend.
Yeah, it was interesting that too when you look at the contributions, there were a few guys that had extraordinary weekends, right? Jordan Walker, I think, would be one of them, but only one regular had fewer than 3 hits in the 3-game series. And that was your best hitter. That was Ivan Herrera. So you got balance. I mean, all of those guys, Mason Wynn, J.J. Weatherholt, Alec Burleson, Jordan Walker, Nolan Gorman, Victor Scott, Nathan Church, Pedro Pajes, all had at least 3 hits in the 3 games.
Yeah, and their offense, just for an opening series, rates way up there. The outfield offense in this series was really, really good. But you know what else I like? In addition to the base hits and, the power, 5 home runs, I wouldn't have picked that.
Yeah.
They lead, again, I'm not saying this, that the stats should be taken seriously because we're talking 3 games, but I still like to look to see what they did. And in those 3 games, they had 8 productive outs, which was more than any other team had in their first 3 games. So they were putting the ball in play a lot, and their situational hitting was really good. It was really smart. They did a really good job with the strike zone. I mean, this team struck out less than 14% of the time in the 3 games. They put the ball in play a lot, and they punished strikes a lot, and they didn't chase much. That's exactly what you want. Now, the question to all of these things is, can they sustain this? How long can they keep this up? Because that's a lot to ask. But it was a very impressive style of play and style of hitting that we saw from the Cardinals in the first 3 games.
Joel on the stream says, I think maybe more important than any of the statistics is that the team seems fun. I agree. I mean, they're kids and they're playing like kids.
Yeah.
And they don't know they're not supposed to win. And like when Burley hit that home run and did the flex thing, everyone in the stadium and at home got jacked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course they're fun. I thought it was very entertaining baseball. And there were mishaps in terms of the bullpen, although people really shouldn't freak out about that.
No.
Early last season, there was a month where they had a bullpen ERA of nearly 6. These things happen.
Yeah, I mean, look around baseball, Bern. There's probably 7 or 8 closers out there off to terrible starts. We're talking about the elites, Joan Duran and a whole bunch of others. It helps for all of us as baseball fans to not just pay attention to your own team, but things happen all over the place. Aces, Paul Skeens got beat up, and now part of that was his center fielder being completely inept. But the point is that anybody can have a bad game, and just because it happens in the first couple of games doesn't mean you're going to suck the whole year.
No doubt about it. And the only thing I will say, some people that I know and like a lot, on X or whatever, they're pointing out, well, the relievers had really bad ball luck. Okay. Now that's actually true. Actually true.
Sure.
But why did they have bad ball luck? Number one, they weren't striking anybody out. Number 2, they weren't getting swing and miss.
Right.
So when you don't do that, the ball's in play, and then you are dependent on where the ball is going to go to. And batted ball luck can actually bite you in the you-know-what.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's the only thing about the bullpens. The only thing that disappointed me was the very low strikeout rate and the very low swing and miss rate, because that leaves them vulnerable. Now, that said, I think that stuff will start to tick upward.
Agreed.
I think early in the season, sometimes relievers are not quite where they need to be. and they just have to get in that routine.
How did the Mets make it through the offseason? Are they going to be a tougher challenge than the Rays?
Yeah, they're.
What do you think, Wheels? What do you think? You take it away because you probably have better recall than I do.
They're a lot better than the Rays. I can tell you. I mean, the Rays are going to be a similar team to the Cardinals at the end of the year, right? They're going to probably be fifth in the AL East. They're not terrible, just like the Cardinals aren't terrible, but they're at a similar level. The Mets are supposed to be a World Series contender. And you're getting what, Bern? They're fourth and fifth starters, and it's Clay Holmes and Kodai Senga, and Senga's been throwing 98, 99. So,
right.
You know, this will be tougher. I mean, you're going to be facing Juan Soto. You're going to be facing Francisco Lindor. You know, that's a really good team there. But a lot of the things that we saw and the things you outlined, Bernie, those can work against good pitchers too. But the challenge is continuing to execute. But yeah, of course, every time you're going up against one of the big dogs, I mean, the Mets have the second highest payroll in the sport behind the Dodgers. It's going to be a tougher. It's going to be a tougher road than it was against Tampa.
I think so, and I'll be curious to see how the Cardinals do. It'll be interesting. Looking forward to Kyle Leahy. But you mentioned this, Dave. First of all, JJ Weatherholt. You know, is there anything he can't do? And I was talking to Will Leach today. We do a podcast together every week, and I said, you know how here's how I know a hitter is special. And yeah, I'm going to say he's special. I don't need to see 100 big league games. He's always been a special hitter.
Yes,
at every level. You know how I can tell when a guy's special? Because he's so confident when he goes up to the plate. He's so confident in the box. He's so confident that he looks out at the pitcher. He's so confident when he fouls one off that he should have had. He's got this confident look. He's so confident, a special hitter. He makes the people watching the game who like his team feel more confident.
Yeah. When Jimmy the Cat was doing his post game with JJ the first couple of games, and I am an agnostic. I'm not someone who believes in a God. And he asked JJ how he stays so calm, and JJ's like, "It's Jesus. I just worship Jesus, and that's what I bring it into every aspect of my life." I'm like, "You go, brother. You
Exactly.
go. Whatever you need, man. You go."
That's right. His life, his motivation, his inspiration. I tell you, the thing that might have been the most exciting from an individual standpoint was Jordan Walker. I know you guys agree.
Yeah.
He looked like an entirely different guy. Now, of course, I put something like that on Twitter or X, and everyone's going nuts.
Yeah.
It's only 3 games. Oh, really? I thought the season.
I thought it was July.
I thought it was. I thought the season was over. Oh my gosh! Really? It's only 3 games.
Can you imagine being a smart ass to Bernie Nicholas?
Yeah. Well.
Damn it! The season's over already.
It's amazing.
The stupidity is unbelievable. Well, actually, it's quite believable. But anyway, let me be nice. Let me calm down. Jordan Walker is a different guy. You know why? Because he had 2 swings and misses in the series. He walked. He had 2 walks. He struck out 1 time in 12 plate appearances. He looked still and calm and composed in the batter's box. He wouldn't chase stuff outside the way he was for the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to start to come in on him. So they thought. And I was looking at the heat maps. Tampa Bay thought, well, we'll just pitch him inside. He killed it. Like, he was waiting for his pitch, and he killed it. And so people can say all they want about it's only 3 games. I know it's only 3 games. Sustainability is the key to everything. My point is, he took an entirely different plate approach into this series, and we saw what he's capable of doing when he takes much smarter at bats. And he has his mind clear of worrying about everything.
And you know what, Bern, you know this. The same people who are giving you crap that it's only been 3 games, had Jordan struck out 7 times in the series, they'd be like, hey.
Oh, this guy's terrible.
That's enough.
And it's fair to say that I think this is something Bernie and Matt and I joke about pretty much on a daily basis. We're all, we live in the caveat society where you have to we know it's only 3 games. Like, that should just be understood. Unfortunately, you got the but guys all over social media that are going to be, but. Like, okay, we're just talking about now. And if we were talking bigger picture, we'll be clear about that. To this point, Walker has done things that he needs to do. He's hit mistakes very hard. He's only swung at 3 pitches so far in 3 games, 3 total pitches that are low and away. Only 3. On the contrary, he's been swinging more in the middle of the zone and up in the zone where he can do more damage. You saw that double was up in the zone. The home run that he hit was a changeup just above the knees down the middle. If he swings at pitches that he can do something with, it will naturally give him more production.
Well, he's set up differently this year too,
Yep.
where he's standing a little bit further from the plate. Like, in other words, because he wants them, he's daring them to throw it inside.
Right.
And Tampa Bay threw it inside, and he made him pay for it. So all of a sudden, man, it's like, whoa, that's like the light bulb went on. But the thing with a guy that struggled as much as he has, you're always going to wonder, okay, now what happens if in the next week or so he has kind of a rough time? Does he unravel? I mean, that's the big test that's coming ahead. I'm just saying the dude looked great. He really did.
Yeah, for him, the test is the 6 months. But this is a good start, and a good start for a guy that needs it psychologically helps.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Tell us about Saliga, Bern.
Absolutely. Saliga Heating and Cooling been serving St. Louisans for 100 years. And every time I say that, I smile. I mean, can you imagine that same family continuously owned Saliga Heating and Cooling, taking care of the generations of St. Louisans for 100 years? Unreal. I mean, but it's real. In fact, Saliga Heating and Cooling is still in the same building down in South City on Gravois. Dan Saliga, fourth generation owner operator of the family business, does a great job. He's upheld the standards and more so. We've been a big Saliga client now, going on about 18, 19 years, and they're just fantastic. You never like to have to make that call when something's not working. We don't have any heat. It's the dead of winter, or like our air conditioning, something's not blowing right in the dead of summer. And you hate to make that call, but I tell you what, if you have Saliga Heating and Cooling, when you have to make that call, those calls are inevitable. Maybe it doesn't happen very often, but at some point you're going to have to make that call. Gosh, it makes you feel good knowing that Saliga Heating and Cooling is on the way, because they're going to take care of the problem. They're going to be calm. They're going to be professional. They're going to be classy in your home. They're going to bring that knowledge of all those years in business and all the things that have been passed down. And they're going to treat you with honesty. They're not going to try to hustle you into something, try to talk you into anything. They want your business, so they have to earn your trust. That's their credo. So if you want to find out more about them, highest recommendation from the Miklas family and a lot of other families too, just go to SaligaHeatingandCooling.com and you get the phone number, also the Priority Club Maintenance Program information on that. Go to SaligaHeatingandCooling.com. Thank you.
Calling all runners. Register now for the Cardinals 5K on Saturday, April 18th. And you can take a victory lap on the field at Busch Stadium. Don't miss this chance to bring the whole family for a fun St. Louis 5K race that brings fans together to support kids in the community. The Cardinals 5K, Saturday, April 18th. Register now at cardinals.com/5K. And for more information, just head to KMOX.com/events.
So any niche business or service is, by its very definition and nature, going to be something that you may use less than more general things, right? And Dr. Matt Bays with Bays Sports Medicine is one of those niche businesses. You're probably going to go to your primary doctor more. You're going to have more sinus infections and stomach aches and things like that. But when you do have something structural, something short of surgery, he is a great resource. He's a sports medicine doctor, former college athlete, been the sports medicine doctor for several high school teams and college teams. I've been to him. My daughter Phoebe's been to him. He's great. He's one of my good friends. Spent the last 10 years doing a lot of stem cell injections. So he's very, very good at that, very well versed, but it's not his immediate go-to. If you need physical therapy, if you need some pain management, if you need surgery, he can get you to Corey Solman. So if you or someone you care about is injured, or you have an old chronic injury that just keeps bedeviling you, go see Dr. Matt Bays. 636-735-3003, BaysSportsMed.com.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
Spring cleaning is upon us, but there's one meaningful box that you don't throw away when cleaning out your closet. It's the box filled with your family's important videotapes, film reels, and photos. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago to help families organize and update their analog media to digital.
Legacy Box is simple and easy. It works and is safe. Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box.
And Legacy Box has been featured in Good Housekeeping, The Today Show, and Rachel Ray.
Legacy Box is like magic, converting your shoebox of memories to the cloud or thumb drive, ready to watch and share.
Declutter your closet by digitizing your media. Become more organized and accomplished, knowing your family's recorded past is safe forever. Take advantage of our spring cleaning sale going on now. It's the easiest task to check off your to-do list.
For a limited time, you can get started for just $9 a tape. Visit legacybox.com/radio to get our $9 sale. That's legacybox.com/radio to get our $9 offer. Legacybox.com/radio.
Welcome back, guys. DGS. Our buddy Dave Hines says, I love you, Dave. I love you too, Dave. So I don't want to admit that I'm waiting on the trazodone to kick in, but I'm eagerly waiting the trazodone to kick in. If you're just joining us before the show, my reflux was acting up and I didn't bring any Prilosec with me, and Wheels was kind enough to give me a couple of his reflux pills, and I put them in my pocket foolishly because I also had 2 trazodone in there, which I take at night to sleep, and I only keep them in my pocket in case I'm like at band practice and I'm going to take them so that I'm sleepy when I get home. And I took 2, and then I remembered the trazodone, and I pulled the 2 remaining ones out of my pocket, and sure enough, they're reflux. So about 2 p.m., I took 2 trazodone, 100 milligram, and I'm feeling it.
I'll just keep pounding that Red Bull.
Yeah. It's not like I'm going to shoot up a QT after the show or anything. So,
yeah, what could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? Trazodone and Red Bull. What do you guys have planned for the rest of the show?
I don't know. I think we're just going to describe. I'm going to do play-by-play of you and have Rach and Andrew do the color commentary.
Rather than driving home, I may walk to the game.
That's a good idea.
Let it play out there.
I'd say, well, also give it some time. Give it a little time. I don't know how long they last, but 2 of them probably.
I don't either, because when I take them, I'm in
go
bed.
to sleep, right? Oh, man.
Oh, well.
That's funny.
Maybe you should start keeping your trazodone in like a little container or something.
Or maybe I keep them in my left pocket.
Okay. Yeah, no way you'll get that mixed up.
Why didn't you just take the medicine when you got them from Kevin?
That's an excellent question.
Because you were like, I need this medicine. And he was like, here you go.
Yeah. I don't know.
I thought you were taking him right then and there. You just pocketed him.
I just pocketed him. Yeah.
Dave was going to go save him for later. He doesn't really have reflux. He's just shaking down Wheeler.
I have this thing about stealing other people's over-the-counter medication.
Yeah. No other
It's
way
not
to get
stealing
it.
if you're allowed to take it.
Which is the exciting part.
Dave's like, I want it to feel like a game.
I'm taking 8. What are you going to do to stop me, huh?
And he's beezing. He's got the Burt's beads on his eyelids.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be a fun rest of the show.
I mean, once I know there's some experiential thing out there, I just got to do it, right?
Going to take a couple Zen.
Can you imagine how addicted to those I would get?
Oh, any of us. Really, I could see anyone on the show becoming addicted to Zen at any point. So none of us should ever buy it.
Hi, it's Debbie Monterey with Gloria Liu, your home sold guaranteed realty. Welcome back, Gloria. You know, for years now, you've been on KMOX helping families plan their next big move with your guaranteed sold program. For those planning to sell their home this year, what's your best advice?
Thank you. My advice is simple. Do your homework before listing your home. Our market is stabilizing, inventory is tightening and moving fast. In other words, the realtor you choose to sell your home really matters. That's why my sellers love my guaranteed sale program. I guarantee to sell your home at your agreed upon price and time frame, or I will buy it myself. I have thousands of buyers in my buyers in waiting database, so your home may already been sold before it's ever hit the market. Higher demand, more competition, and more money for your home.
Friends, if you want a realtor who will guarantee results, call the one I trust, Gloria Liu, at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Let me tell you guys about Dr. Corey Solman, my orthopedic surgeon. He is a super nice guy, and that matters because when you are discussing something like getting a knee replacement or a hip replacement for you or your elderly loved one who may be really afraid of going under general anesthetic, or maybe it's for a young person who's like a little 12-year-old soccer player and tore an ACL or an MCL, and you want someone who can connect with them, not a cold fish, not a God complex surgeon, not someone who's just very cold and austere. That's Corey. He's very cool. He's very nice. He's very funny. He also happens to be one of the very best surgeons in the Midwest. I know so many doctors. As you know, I do lives for many, many doctors, and they send patients back and forth. And all the doctors I know, when someone comes in or they say, hey, by the way, my mom, I think she needs a knee replacement, always send them to Dr. Corey Solman. He's out in Chesterfield. When you call, make sure you let him know that you're from the show because he and I are good buddies. 636-231-5881 or Solman, SOLMAN, SolmanOrthopedics.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I own a coffee shop, and I wanted to label everything with our logo.
That's ambitious.
Cups, boxes, bags.
Ooh, that'll add up.
Not at all, because right now, Staples prints custom labels for 30% off.
30% off? That's shockingly affordable branding.
Yep, now our logo and URL are seen all over town.
Brand your business for less at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or in the app by 4/18 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Many times, a person hires a law firm after an injury without doing research. It can be a big mistake or not. Sometimes, after you have hired a certain lawyer, you realize you made a certain mistake. But guess what? Just because you hire them doesn't mean you can't fire them. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you think you've hired the wrong firm, you may have. So do this. Google Morgan & Morgan results or visit forthepeople.com for cases just like yours. You may find that our full-service injury firm should have been your choice in the first place. Last year, almost 12,000 people discharged their law firm and hired us after further research. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. Visit forthepeople.com today and let's get started. Or call Pound Law on your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It's 3 o'clock and we've got 82 degrees downtown at the Arch. An update on a story we've been following all day. The Amber Alert for a missing 5-year-old turns out to be fake.
This Amber Alert went out before 9 this morning. St. Louis County Police looking for a 5-year-old child taken from a car that was stolen from an apartment on New Hampshire in Afton. St. Louis County Police used canine as well as air support to try and find this child. They found the car, but no child inside in the Matterford apartments nearby. St. Louis County Police believe the woman that reported this abduction lied in order to get a quicker response on her stolen vehicle. They are now facing charges, she and her roommate. There was no child from the start. In South County, Maria Kina, KMOX News.
The FBI says the man who drove into a Detroit area synagogue planned a Hezbollah-style inspired terror attack. FBI officials disclosed that Ayman Ghazali made a video before the attack saying he wanted to, quote, kill as many of them as I possibly can, end quote. He exchanged gunfire with a security guard at Temple Israel in West Bloomfield, Michigan, before fatally shooting himself. Jennifer Runyon is the FBI Detroit special agent in charge.
In this case, the evidence shows the attacker was motivated and inspired by Hezbollah's militant ideology.
President Trump threatened Iran's energy resources if a deal to end the war is not reached shortly.
The president is focused on achieving the objectives of Operation Epic Fury.
And while the administration has sent U.S. troops in, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said he hasn't made any decisions about using them on the ground.
It's the job of the Pentagon to create maximum optionality for the commander-in-chief.
So when will this war end? She says the president still maintains
4 to 6 weeks estimated timeline for Operation Epic Fury. We're on day 30.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
We are learning more about the deadly midair collision in Washington, D.C. early last year. CBS News correspondent Jim Krasula.
Documents show two close calls at Reagan National Airport in Washington, D.C. shortly before the deadly midair collision between an Army helicopter and an American Airlines jet January 29th of last year. Emily Hanoka was working in the control tower at the time. She told CBS's 60 Minutes controllers long worried about safety issues.
You had frontline controllers ringing that bell for years and years saying, this is not safe. This cannot continue. Please change this. And that didn't happen.
67 people were killed in the collision over the Potomac River. Jim Krasula, CBS News.
From the business desk, the final remaining legal challenge to Illinois' cannabis dispensary licensing process will be argued in open court on Wednesday. Here's Jan Coleman.
According to the plaintiffs, the state improperly allowed as many as 450 ineligible applicants to enter the cannabis dispensary license lottery, while ownership opportunities for people from communities disproportionately harmed by past drug enforcement were left out. A company called Wellbeing Holistic Group, the last plaintiff in a group of cannabis licensing cases, alleges the state allowed ineligible applicants to enter the licensing lottery, which altered the odds and the outcomes. The case will be heard Wednesday, April 1st in Cook County Circuit Court.
Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index now to Stifel and Scott Bedell. Scott?
Thank you, Michael. Good afternoon, everyone. It started out as such a promising day. After 5 straight weeks of losses, stocks raced higher in the opening hour, only to lose those gains during the remainder of the day. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, up 400 points, finished the day just up 50, or about 0.1% at 45,216. The Standard & Poor's 500 index slid 0.4% at 6,343, while the NASDAQ Composite Index dropped 0.75% at 20,794. Closer to home, the Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index fell 0.5% at 1,543. Checking on some stocks of local interest, Anheuser-Busch gained 1% at $68.23. Bayer Corporation added 1 2/3% at $11.10. Stifel Financial increased 1.3% at $71.86. On the downside, Boeing lost 0.7% at $189.21, while Peabody Energy tumbled 9.5% to close at $35.69. For KMOX, this has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, please visit our website at stifel.com.
Crash on 70 going west at 270 on the right shoulder. Stalled vehicle 270 going south at 6440. And some road work on 270 going south at St. Charles Rock Road in the right lane.
The weird month of March continues. 2 days left, and we have a shot at record heat again. Sunny, windy, and warm on this Monday. The high, I'm expecting 85. The record is 86 from 1986. Then tonight, partly cloudy, warm and breezy, 67. Tuesday, partly sunny, windy. There's a shot of a couple of showers, a couple of thunder showers, but somewhat limited. 85 for the high on Tuesday. 87 is the record. Periods of rain and a couple of thunderstorms Tuesday night. 55 periods of rain on Wednesday. A little cooler, 64, and the unsettled weather will continue Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with some bounce in temperature, but there's no real cold air in sight. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
We've got some winds right now out of the south-southwest at 18, gusting up to 28 miles an hour. It is 82 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Honey, I found the one.
Oh, I thought I was the one.
Oh, you are, but this one's certified, background check, shows up on time, and can install all the ceiling fans.
Heating, cooling, electrical, and plumbing. Trusted pros who do it right.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. Happy Monday. Jacob says, whenever Dave says trazodone, I think of Parker Posey's character in White Lotus's medicine, lorazepam. Robert says, hey, careful with that. That's the most powerful train gun on the market. Got her in Mexico.
You know what that's from.
Oh, yeah. One of the funniest scenes of all time. I saw Will Ferrell interviewed about this.
I like you, man, but you're crazy.
He didn't know they were going to slow his voice down. And so he thought it was funny just the way it was. And when they lowered the voice, it was awesome.
Yeah.
So funny.
Lorazepam's a real medicine.
Yeah. Isn't that just Xanax?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
Man, we're pharmacy talk today.
We know all about our drugs. Let's do DGS Happy Hour. I have a couple quick thoughts to get us going. First of all, there should be a word for the emotion you feel or felt as a kid when you would hear the ding ding man and you would run home for money. I was terrified of my mom and dad. I never talked back. I never had a smart mouth because I knew what I would get. When I needed that quarter for a bomb pop and my dad wasn't listening to me, I got aggressive. Like, listen, mofo, I don't have a quarter. I know you do.
Dad, you're not listening.
I don't want to take you down, but I will. And the second thing, I read an article today with great interest because astronomers have been clocking since 2011 that twice as many meteors are hitting our atmosphere coming from the opposite direction of the sun. So that seems like a big story. And then I get screwed up by spatial things in space.
Right.
Like, the opposite side of the sun. Like the sun moves. So I guess that's always moving. Which way's up? Which way's down? If you leave the earth, you say, like, go left. Does that have any meaning? I don't know. I know people know these answers. I just don't.
Well, and I don't think there is an up and down in space. It's just referenced by where you are. Like if your ship was, quote, upside down, you would think it was right side up.
Don't freak me out.
Yeah.
I got dressed.
The north and the south is only on the planet.
Stop it.
There's something, though, with the degrees or
Yes.
something.
I'm sure there is a navigation system that is out there, but it ain't north and south.
See, this is what stupid people feel like, but all the time. Like if there's an astronomer listening, he's like, what a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
Rach, what do you got?
Okay, this is kind of a gross story, but I just find this so ridiculous. I don't know what is wrong with people. This all went down in Quebec. Their Superior Court has these legal documents filed by a woman that alleges that a father and son supplied their sperm to help her conceive outside of regulated fertility clinics. And she claims in the documents that when she agreed to the sperm donations, this father-son pair made false representations about the number of children that they had already conceived through their donations. They both promised to limit their donations to a certain number of families or children. So I would believe the father was capped at 10. The son was capped at 25. She says, okay, that's not too many. That's great. I'll take your sperm donations. They are alleged to have fathered, the two of them, more than 600 children.
Okay, I have to ask this. When you say sperm donation,
yeah,
was that their scam? They were doing it the old-fashioned way, or they just really liked making kids?
So I think from what I can tell reading the story, I think they just have a weird thing where they want to have as many kids as possible.
They get paid for doing this, right?
But I don't think you get paid a lot.
Oh,
I would think.
But if you got 600,
Right. Like it would add up. I do think, though, once you
I
reach,
didn't know this was a choice.
once you reach 600, I think you're in a psychological area that most people are not going to.
Do they even know that, or did they just nonstop donate and they didn't know how many of them actually became children? I mean, I'm not saying this is in any way not weird. It's weird. And also it tells you maybe don't do this outside the structure. So maybe you can avoid this kind of thing. But we've had stories in the past of actual doctors just, here's mine.
Yeah.
And they have like 600 kids or whatever.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing where it's like, what motivates someone other than you're wanting to hurt
You're a
other
psycho.
people? Yeah.
Maybe there's something weird about me, or maybe there's something normal about me finally. But if I made a donation, I would feel crazy not knowing that child. Like, to know there was a little me out there, I would just, even though that's the gig and I know why I'm doing
You
it.
wouldn't necessarily know for sure.
Right.
But
right.
still, I agree with you. That's weird. Not saying nobody should do it, because obviously people have fertility problems, and if you want kids, I get it completely.
Yeah.
Just saying, I would feel weird about it.
I think where we're really in trouble in this story is they hid the fact, first of all, that they were a father and son from her. So when we talk about it being outside of the regular process where you're like going to the sperm bank and you're picking the donor and the artificial insemination, I don't know how I'm sorry to use this word, but I don't know how the insemination was happening.
How did she need two different guys' stuff?
Maybe different times.
Maybe.
Like one pregnancy here, another one 2 years later or whatever.
But they hid that fact, and then they grossly misrepresented the amount of sperm they had donated in the past.
Andrew, you're awfully quiet over there.
Yeah.
Is it hitting a little close to home for you?
Oh, yeah. That's how I was born.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
Takes it
there. Always.
Yeah, you only
Just
get
call him
about
the hammer.
$100 to $150 per approved sperm donation.
The 150 more I'm getting now.
Yeah, I mean, 150 is that seems like a lot to me.
But I do believe it's like, okay, you can donate
I'd
for a
be a
certain amount
billionaire.
of time, and then we've got enough of you. We want to diversify here.
I'd be meeting Bezos on my yacht. He's like, how'd you make your money? Like, well, let me show you.
Here's a funny story.
Yeah,
Follow me, Jeff.
You ever been to the zoo?
They can't pay too much because I gotta think a lot more guys would be.
I
doing
mean,
that for
people. I'm not even.
to
This
make
is not
their money.
This part's not a joke.
Now
Like,
that we know.
people donate blood sometimes to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have to donate one of those, that's an easy choice.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What is these? Is it? I don't know which way you're.
Oh my God! If you say
blood, right? You're going blood.
No.
But then, like you said, you have this extension of yourself potentially running around that you're never going to know about.
Oh,
He didn't mean
Who
psychologically.
cares?
He didn't mean psychologically. He
We're
meant,
talking
like-
about physically.
Like one is a needle in your arm, and
Yeah, we can take your blood or your sperm. You're like, let me think about that.
Well, I'm merely going off the statements that have been made in this very conversation.
I am completely unconcerned with whatever happens to it from there. Let's just say that.
Might as well be a mouse in the bag to you.
Might as well be a mount. I do not care. $150, please. I will be on my way.
Truly sorry I brought this up.
Well, that's the deal you make with it.
It's
You're,
just like I'm learning things I don't want to know.
you're not donating to the sperm bank because you want to be a father and raise the child. Like that's not what it's about.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
That's
at
not
all.
what it's about.
We're being a bit crass. Is all I'm pointing out.
Medicine.
We're being a bit crass.
We're like doctors. What else you got over there?
I do have more.
Okay.
Okay, this is definitely a turn, but Wheels, have you heard of this quarterback from Virginia who's taking the NCAA to court over his mental health?
No.
Okay, so his name is Chandler Morris, and he is seeking a 7th year of eligibility this year. So I guess he's one of the COVID kids who had the extended eligibility in the first place. The NCAA has initially denied his waiver request. And they say that the anxiety and depression that had him. Oh, no. He's saying that the anxiety and depression that had him sitting out during his college career should count the same as a physical injury. So
That's
he was going through these mental problems, these mental struggles, I should say, rather. Initially had a knee injury, and so he couldn't start anymore. And then even when he was physically cleared to return, there was a treatment plan from a sports mental health specialist that was really keeping him limited, didn't want him in high pressure situations because he was experiencing all of this anxiety and depression. Obviously affected, his time on the team. Ultimately played just 26 snaps across 3 late season games. But because he appeared in 4 total contests, the NCAA counted it as a full season. So he's arguing, like, if this was a physical injury, if this was the same thing keeping me out, but a physical injury, I would be eligible for another year.
If the difference, if the NCAA's position is, if that was a shoulder injury and we would have given it to you, then the NCAA should lose.
So in other words, a mental issue.
Well, I mean, do
should
we
be the
not
same as a
do we
physical
not
issue.
think that psychological issues in treatment are medical issues?
Right.
Is it not handled that way within our health insurance system?
I'm surprised this hasn't come up before.
Yeah, I mean, if that's now again, as with all things, whether it's an injury or in this case dealing with anxiety and depression and all that, if there's a background of it, you're being treated for it, it's done through the school, it's done with the team, if you're doing everything through official channels, I don't personally see the difference.
I'm sure it has probably come up before, Dave. It's just the stakes are pretty high in this case. So this Chandler Morris's name, image, and likeness valued between $2 million and $4.5 million for another season. So he lost out on a lot of potential money here.
I'm kind of surprised. I don't mean to harsh on the guy. I'm just kind of surprised a guy who clearly didn't play very much is worth that much NIL money.
Yeah.
Maybe he has a popular Instagram or something like that. For real, it could be something like that.
He had, the year that he's talking about, he did not play much, but he did have, if I'm not mistaken, like a 3,200 yards passing and, 20 touchdowns or something. So, I mean, it's not necessarily that he didn't have any seasons where he played, but he did have seasons disrupted by injuries and by the anxiety and depression. And again, I mean, there are guys out there that are playing in their 7th, 8th, 9th year of college eligibility because of injuries, because of whatever. I know people think it's ridiculous. It's fine if you think it's ridiculous that somebody's got an 8th year of eligibility. We're not talking about that. What I'm saying is if you're granting extra years and you would grant it because of a shoulder injury, then you should grant it because of this too.
All right, quick break. Right back. DGS. Happy Monday.
If snow and cold has you thinking spring, why don't you do something constructive and call Chesterfield Fence and Deck? Let this be the year that you have that beautiful outdoor space that you've always wanted. Whether you're talking about a new deck, a patio, a pergola, they do all of it. And of course, fences as well, sunrooms, screen rooms. You can visit their beautiful showroom in the Chesterfield Valley. Chesterfield Fence and Deck is the sign you have the very best since 1968. All of their products are guaranteed by a 5-year labor warranty, comprehensive material warranties provided. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Now, if you're looking for the rock bottom cheapest price, Chesterfield Fence and Deck is not it. What they are is the company that guarantees their work and has been doing great work for 57 years. Quality work that will last for a long, long time. So you can enjoy your outdoor space for years to come. If you mention me, Debbie Monterey, they'll offer you 48 months interest-free financing. ChesterfieldFence.com.
It is not hard to destroy a college. Last season, the podcast Campus Files brought you stories of fraternity drug rings, stolen body parts, campus cults, and more.
And now Campus Files is back for another season.
There's a guy screaming into his phone. He's like, I just saw Charlie Kirk get assassinated right in front of me.
Every week is a new episode and a new story.
It was so chaotic. It's almost like a university under siege.
Listen to and follow Campus Files, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
At LendSeek, we know running a business takes heart, hustle, and sometimes a little help. That's why we stand with you with our exclusive AI lending platform, connecting you to over 100 funders. If you've been in business for at least 2 years with a minimum annual revenue of $500,000, you can get up to $1 million in funding in as fast as 24 hours. No collateral, no prepayment penalties, no red tape. Apply today with no cost or obligation at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Drury, today and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights. At the Lance Drury Law Firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Call 314-260-6120. Visit Lance, D-R-U-R-Y, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Considering buying or selling a home? When it comes to the Gelman team with eXp Realty, numbers don't lie. Over 1,500 Google and Zillow 5-star reviews, nearly 6,000 homes, and $2.5 billion in real estate sold. Call 314-336-1991, thegelmanteam.com.
A century strong. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS and KMOX. Gorgeous day out there. Dave Murray joins us in a few minutes. Looks like it's going to be kind of a rainy week. Couples getting backlash for a gender reveal at a cheesecake factory. It involved a balloon full of confetti. And at some point, someone in the video says, don't worry about the mess. They'll clean it up.
No.
So the internet's going crazy saying that they're rude and they should have had that at their own house.
That is rude.
Unless they got pre-approval from the manager of the restaurant.
I
The
highly
only
doubt
way,
it.
right? I agree, completely agree. But if they did, they're fine. But if they didn't, they're butts.
Have you guys ever seen the PBS cartoon Caillou? Have you heard of Caillou?
Oh, I hate that little guy.
He's the worst.
I've heard of him only because people hate him.
Yeah.
He's very hateable, and the way his parents raise him is very hateable.
Yeah.
And there's an episode of the show, they're at like a buffet or something, and Caillou's 4 years old. He's got his own plate, spills it all over the floor.
Yeah.
And his father and mother say, don't worry, Caillou. Someone else will clean it up. And I watched this as a child, and I knew it was wrong. I knew it was wrong.
What are they trying to teach?
I think they're trying to teach that if you are at a restaurant, you don't have to worry about it.
That's odd.
Yeah.
It was really, really strange. It has stuck with me for about 25 years.
Yeah, it was a show my kid watched a little bit when she was little, and whenever it was on, I'm like, let's just literally watch anything else. Is SpongeBob on?
Rach can help us out with this one. A woman online thinks that office air causes her hair, makeup, and overall appearance to worsen throughout the day.
Yeah, this is a thing. There's also a thing called boyfriend air where girls believe that like they look cute and then they go hang out with their boyfriend and he like just takes away any cuteness.
Wow.
But like the office air thing is just you're at work, you feel a lot less put together than you did at home. I think it has to do with like lighting and mirrors and you know, you look
or just the passage of time.
That's true. Like your makeup could wear off, your hairstyle could deflate or something. But yeah, I've seen that. It's usually, I feel like it's usually pretty
Just in good
lighthearted.
humor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vice President J.D. Vance said in a new interview over the weekend that he thinks that UFOs are demons.
Yeah, I thought we talked about this for a little bit last week, or maybe that was off the air.
I think it was off the air.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
It's a convenient out, isn't it? Like anytime you see something you can't explain, just be like, I think that's probably a demon. I don't need to look into that any
was
further.
his explanation. Like I watched the whole part of that interview, and the guy was like, really? You think they're demons? And his thing was, we all know that there are very weird things that happen, and we can't explain them, and they're not always great for humans. And my religion teaches me that when there's something weird and unexplainable that hurts a human, it's probably a demon.
Which, that's fine if you believe that, except when you're the vice president.
Yes.
We need you to roll up your sleeves and get to work instead of just being like, I guess it's a demon. Oh, well.
Separate your job from your personal life. You're the vice president of the United States. Don't just throw out whatever theories in your head about a thing. If you don't know what it is for sure, then don't give an idea. Like, it's not that complicated. If you got a video that says, "Oh my goodness, that's a demon," all right, all right, we can start talking and then about what the definition of a demon is or whatever. But if you don't know, when you're in that position, we have way too many important people who are willing to say things that they have no idea if they're right or wrong. You're guessing. Even if you believe it, belief is not knowledge. It's not the same thing. If you know something, it can be looked up. It can be proven. You can. Sorry.
Do we know, as far as the context of the interview, are they demons sent to like confuse us or something or distract us?
He didn't say that in particular, but that was strongly implied. That
okay. So we just shouldn't worry about this stuff. It's here to.
No, I think you should worry, but it's just that it's not UFOs. Like, don't go looking for Area 51. Look for demons.
Gotcha.
Want to hear a shocking statistic? Medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in America. Don't believe it? Google it. And that doesn't count serious injuries like birth injuries to perfectly healthy children. All doctors wear white jackets, but it doesn't make them all the same. Most medical errors are committed by the same quacks over and over again. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Many hospitals looking for more profits are forcing doctors and their groups to be employees of the hospital or be forced out of their system. It's a troubling trend in medicine. People make mistakes, but medical mistakes are huge and often forever. If you believe your child suffered a birth injury or a misdiagnosis or mistake led to a loved one's death or injury, let our team of medical malpractice lawyers examine your case for free. No recovery, no fee. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Let me tell you guys about my friend Susan L. Ward, and she's a very, very good friend of mine. I've known Susan for 30 years at least, because when I started my practice and I was doing divorce law and I didn't know much about it, she took me under her wing and helped me to not look like a fool when I would go to court. She has been doing this for decades. I can't imagine anyone in town, including judges, would know any more about the judicial system, about how to try a family law case than Susan. But she's not just a barracuda, right? Like, you watch too many television shows. She can be very aggressive. She can be very protective. She can even be mean, but she doesn't come out of the box that way. She knows that sometimes you need a soft touch. Now, here's my best advice. If you're thinking about a divorce, talk to anyone you want to talk to. Talk to a trusted friend, talk to a clergy person, talk to a therapist. But before you do anything, before you say anything to your spouse, make sure you talk to a good divorce attorney, because the facts on the ground of what it's going to be like for you may be such that you change your mind at least for a while. I think that's good advice. 314-783-9400, stlfamilylaw.com.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
We've got heavy traffic right now on westbound Highway 370 from the Mills all the way out through 94 due to road work. If you're going home westbound 70 instead of 370, that's a better option. It's slow west of 94 to about Cave Springs. After that, it's just a little busy Cave midway to Bryan Road, and then you're home free. Eastbound 70 has a backup midway in from Forest or Wright City to Forestell. Westbound 64 slow from Kings Highway to Clayton Skinker. It's busy west of McKnight, backed up through Lindbergh, but it remains heavy all the way to 270. And then again, right at 364 and approaching Prospect. Just a couple of shorter delays there. Southbound 270 from 364 all the way down to Doherty Ferry. 44 to Gravois busy. Westbound 44, the right lane's back up at Lindbergh. On to South 270. Southbound 55, Arsenal through Bates. And north of Z down through the Joachim Creek area, like this morning, you've got the delays. Eastbound 70 backed up through Packers Avenue to 64, and 64 eastbound heavy, 157 midway to 159, and westbound 64 jams approaching 158 most of the way to Greenmount Road. I'm Roger Brand at the Michaels Flooring Outlet.com Traffic Center.
Working hard but still falling behind? Learn how real estate investing can help you build income and move forward with purpose. Text radio to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007. Presented by Lifestyles Unlimited.
Who's been talking about St. Louis sports since 1985? Bernie Miklasz.
This is going to be a likable team. I don't know how many games you're going to win. You're down 7-1, and at that point, they weren't deflated. They weren't demoralized. They're like, all right, good for you guys. You hit us in the mouth. You drew blood. We just tasted our own blood. Now we're going to knock you on your ass. Let's go.
Bernie Miklasz. Hear what he has to say on the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Tax season is here, and Missouri families are already seeing the real impact of the Working Families Tax Cut Act. House Republicans are delivering real results for hardworking Missourians. According to the Council of Economic Advisors, the bill is projected to raise wages in Missouri by about $3,000 to $6,000 over the next 4 years. That's more money for groceries, gas, and greater security for your family's future. In Congress, I'm working to protect working families, strengthen our economy, and ensure you are keeping more of your hard-earned money.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Okay, I have some really good news. Well, we do have the 0% a lot. We do have it on our regular products because you will be unbelievably shocked, especially if you call me and I'll give you the straight up scoop on how much money you can actually save by if you spent $20,000 versus $10,000 on a system. The difference could be as little as, I don't know, let's just say, not to exaggerate, 5 cents. So be careful out there, and always remember your energy savings is based on your house. It is not based on the equipment. So common sense advice and help and guidance. Again, call me Bart Inman, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois. The easiest, 314-293-2600. Again, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Or on the internet, that is bartinman.com. That is Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
Tonight, the Cards, the Mets.
Cameron Total Access 550. First pitch 645.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. 3:34, Dave Murray time, brought to you by the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk. Hello, Dave.
Hello there.
Good weekend?
Yeah, grandson's in town. So
hey,
yeah.
very nice. Very nice.
They leave tomorrow morning. He's watching Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs with my wife.
Like the original?
The original. It is the original, yeah.
Oh,
very nice.
He seems to be loving it.
Before we do the forecast, can I take a personal moment?
Sure.
Can I tell a personal victory that I had today? You guys know me. I'm very laid back. I'm not mean. And I have a bully. And today I stepped up and I faced my bully face to face. I don't want to say who it is, but their name rhymes with Mark Scores. And last year I was listening to Chris and Amy, and she did an opus on how men should never wear open-toed shoes to work. It's unprofessional. It's gross. She just hates it.
Unless you have great feet.
Like
I was going to say, you know who's not going to like hearing that?
Daves. The Daves.
The Daves.
And so you guys know I only wear two kinds of shoes. Sneakers look weird on me. I wear.
They do not.
They do. I wear.
Such a funny assertion.
They make me look shorter. So I wear Timberlands and I wear Birkenstocks. And I thought everyone was fine with that until I found out that Shamey was not.
Yeah.
And I didn't wear them all last year.
Oh,
this is the effect it had on me.
This is the difference between you and me. I would have worn them every day just because she said that.
Well, I got up this morning and I'm like, it's going to be 80 degrees.
Yeah.
I might go to the game
It's a
later.
Birkenstock day.
It's a Burke day.
Yeah.
And I put them on.
Oh, happy birthday.
How do you feel?
Empowered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in there. You did a good job. You're like, Amy?
He saw it.
Yeah. He's like, Amy, look, I'm doing it. I don't care if you like it.
What did she say?
Oh, she cried and
taking you to HR.
She had no memory of ever
Wait,
saying
no.
anything.
She was the bully. She doesn't get to go to HR.
Right, that's true.
No, she was like, I didn't mean you. I meant men with toes. And I'm like, oh.
She meant everybody but you, Dave.
Everyone, your feet are great.
As I understand, those toenails just got a fresh clipping after
the doctor experience.
I got a prescription for Klonopin and cutting my toenails. So, I just
no more
wanted
raptor claw.
Just wanted to share that personal victory.
Isn't it? Don't you find it, though, at the ballpark a little gross to be in sandals?
I should, but I don't.
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, with all the stuff, spilling beers and taco cheese and
That's just
relish, mustard.
I don't eat with
beer.
my feet, man. I don't care what's down there.
Yeah. Do you wear sandals, Wheels?
I have them. I do, but like not. I'm just never in a situation where I really am going to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't picture you in
No,
sandals.
I've had them forever. I used to wear them nonstop, but it's more of a, I don't know, just the feel of tennis shoes I like.
Wait a second. Let me try to picture you in nothing but sandals.
Well, good luck.
Hey, not bad. Not bad.
Only sandals?
Only sandals.
Only sandals.
Only sandals.
A sandal
there we
suit.
go. Onlyshoes.com. Our people only wear shoes. Let's do the forecast.
All right. We're 84 degrees right now. The record is 86 from 1986. Still have a shot. Maybe tough to break it, but we might tie it. But very warm tonight. We'll be in the 70s, really upper 70s for evening plans. 67 for the low. Tuesday, primarily a dry day, but another warm day. Partly sunny skies, windy and warm. 86 for the high. The record is 87 from 1981. Maybe a spot shower or thunder shower late in the day, but the bulk of the day is dry. Then we get into a long stretch of unsettled weather. Tuesday night, rain develops, some thunderstorms, 60 degrees. Rain, some thunderstorms Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. For the most part, temperatures in the 70s. Not a severe weather outbreak at any time. There will be some thunderstorms around, but I don't think we're going to have a widespread severe weather outbreak. And then what's happening is a front's coming down. It's getting stuck just to our north along that front, little waves of low pressure. Each wave brings rain and some thunderstorms. I think we break that out of that pattern for Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday looks okay right now, partly to mostly sunny, though. I'll keep a chance of a spot shower first thing in the morning. Cooler on Sunday and 58 degrees. So we need some rain. We're going to get some rain.
Dave, there's a noon game on Wednesday. Does it sound like an all-day rain affair?
No, but it's one of those situations where the rain and some spot thunderstorms moves in, it could last for up to about 6 hours, and then it breaks for a little bit. So that's a timing issue as we get into Wednesday. If it starts raining around noontime, that could be a problem.
Okay. Headlines, Rach?
Headlines is brought to you by, actually, we don't have a sponsor for Headlines anymore. Sorry, that was just a complete
Make Andrew the
reflex.
sponsor.
Headlines is brought to you by me
Take
today.
one of mine.
Yeah,
Dave's got plenty.
Rubbing it in my face. Okay, paychecks are beginning to roll, and so are the TSA lines. Some of those security lines that were crawling recently are suddenly moving again, thanks to something really simple: paychecks. Who knew paying people makes them more likely to want to show up to work? Now, roughly 61,000 TSA workers collectively missed more than $1 billion in pay, forcing many to max out credit cards, take out loans, pick up side jobs, and some still hadn't seen money hit their accounts as of today. Union officials are warning that restoring their back pay doesn't fix deeper issues for this workforce because they're repeatedly dragged into funding fights. I mean, this is not the first time we've had a conversation like this in regards to the TSA.
Dave just had a baby run into the screen.
It wasn't really a baby.
No,
You guys
he's
have
a
similar,
6-year-old.
you have similar hair.
Really similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sad
Except
that I moved.
his more. Yeah, I know. He was thinking about it, and he got to about here.
Yeah, and he was like,
And it was like, no, I'm out here.
That's
He
cute.
realized what was going on.
That's really cute. You know, Rach, I was, as I understand it, the TSA is only being paid because eventually President Trump said, pay him. Just pay him.
Yeah, with an executive order.
Yes. And this morning I was watching CNN and they had a Democrat politician on, and the interviewer said, well, are you glad that the president ordered them to be paid? And the guy answered it 3 different times and never answered it. He just did a whole well, what you don't understand. Just say yes.
Yeah.
I can say yes. I can't stand Donald Trump. Am I glad he paid the TSA? Yes, I am.
Yeah, I'm glad that people who are working are able to get
Yes.
paid for
Yeah,
the work they're
yeah,
doing for
absolutely.
a vital function of our
Yes.
society.
Yes.
Yeah, last week the Senate had passed something. They were like, all right, I think this is going to be it. I think we're going to be able to get these TSA workers what they need and yada, yada, yada. Well, then Chuck Schumer came out and said, we got everything we wanted. And I think by him making that statement, and I'm not saying he should or shouldn't have said that statement, but I think that statement was a huge reason why the House was like, no, we're not going to do that. Because it's like the way our political system works nowadays is you can't give your opponent exactly what they
You
wanted.
can't give them anything.
Right.
Yeah, so it's
Right.
like kind of back to square one. But I'm just glad that these folks are getting paychecks. I'm so sorry that they had to dip into savings and credit cards. and
Chuck
stuff. It's
Schumer needs to retire
Yeah.
and go play Count Chocula at Cereal World.
awful. How old is he? Let's look it up.
Infinity.
He's 75. I thought he was a bit older than that.
I'm obviously
not to be rude.
I'm a little
He looks
less
terrible
concerned
for
about the
75.
age than the number of years somebody's been there.
Yeah.
I mean, age
I
is
agree
apart,
with
sure, but you shouldn't be 40 years in Congress. That's ridiculous.
So they did a documentary about Nancy Pelosi. Her daughter actually did this
I'm
documentary.
sure it's going to be very accurate.
It's already out. It's on HBO if you want to check it out. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of it, but it partially covered like the January 6th insurrection and stuff. And there's all this footage of Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer interacting because he's, they're both big deals in their respective branches of government. And that's not the right way to word it. But anyway, she's doing all this stuff and she's on her smartphone. Nancy's pretty with it. Chuck Schumer has a flip phone that he's doing all of his business on,
for
like in
God's sake.
2021. It was kind of crazy to witness.
If you're in this time and you're in a job like that and you have a flip phone, that's your sign.
Yeah,
That's your sign.
it's-
Just go do something
It's
else.
not looking good.
If you can't navigate a smartphone, you can't make laws about AI.
He has a rotary phone at home.
All right. Nestle says an entire truckload of its new Kit Kat line in Europe, about 12 tons of these Kit Kats, vanished between its factory in central Italy and a distribution site in Poland. Someone stole 12 tons of chocolate.
Sounds like they fell off the back of a truck.
And they did it just before Easter. This is
But weren't
horrible.
they, weren't they shaped like a Formula One car? Wasn't that?
Oh,
the
is
big
that what
deal?
it was?
Oh, I didn't.
I think it was a special.
Oh.
I thought I heard that somewhere. So somebody obviously knew that truck.
So what are you going to do with them
Interesting.
if you get those? You can't sell them because then people are going to be like, yep, see, there's the stolen ones.
Eat them.
Yeah, you just eat them all.
Eat 'em.
Rest of your life.
Eat them up.
I don't get tired of Kit Kats. I think I could make a dent in those for sure. Let's see here.
If you could steal a truck of anything, what would it be?
Ooh.
Not
Good
like
question.
gold, but like,
Money.
an
Yeah.
edible thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good question. Maybe-
Lobsters.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I might
Yeah.
go like a peanut butter cup.
Eat your bunnies.
That would get eaten
Mm.
between me, Wheels, and Andrew at least.
Yeah.
You guys are peanut loving mofos, man.
Yeah, it's the best.
I would get some Russell Stover's bunnies.
Russell Stover's, eh?
Yeah, I like
That's
that.
very 75-year-old woman of you.
It's very what they sell in the town I live in.
Fair
We don't
enough.
have the finer things in life. We have
Yeah.
Russell Stover.
The answer to this might be crab legs.
There you
You
go.
better eat
You can
those
fit
quick.
a lot of crab legs in a truck, although,
Well,
they're,
no, you
they're going to
can
go
freeze
bad
it.
pretty fast.
That's a
Freeze it.
creepy.
No, you can freeze them.
That's
That's
a
right.
creepy sight.
Yeah.
Okay,
I know.
Barry says honey because it lasts forever.
Okay.
That's smart. Joel says lasagna.
All right.
Big old truck full of
Truck
lasagna.
full of lasagnas.
No plates, no boxes.
Joel Garfield.
Thank you, Dave.
All righty.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, we got a car. They said there was debris in the roadway. I see a stall that's mostly over to the right shoulder, just partially in the right lane. It's northbound 270 north of Dorset. So if you're headed that way, traffic's not bad, but just pay attention. We do have, looks like a crash in the left lane, westbound 70, just west of 270. Delays from about Lindbergh out to that. And then there's still heavy traffic from 94 to Zumbel, from K out through, or rather from TR Hughes out through Highway K. Westbound 370 is still bumper to bumper approaching the Mills, and it goes most of the way out to 94. That's road work. Southbound 170 backs up from Olive down to 64. Northbound's backed up approaching the Parkway way to Stall, I think, in the right lane there. Westbound 64 Kings Highway to Clayton Skinker slow. It's heavy from McKnight all the way to 270, and west of Winghaven all the way out to Highway 70. South 270, south of Dorset, all the way down to Doherty Ferry, 44 to Gravois. That's all busy. Southbound 55, south of Arsenal to Bates, a little slow through Merrimack Bottom. Midway down through from M through Highway Z. Eastbound 70 backs up at Packers Avenue. 64 backs up 255 through 157. And westbound 64, it looks like they picked up the roadwork past 158. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Hey there, it's Kevin Wheeler, and I'm joined by my friend and St. Louis real estate expert, Gloria Liu, your home sold guaranteed realty. And Gloria, everyone knows you for your guaranteed sold program, but you also help your sellers get multiple cash offers, right?
That's right. Some sellers are looking for speed, certainty, and to avoid repairs and open houses. I just helped a family in December to sell their parents' estate. They chose me because I offered 4 cash offers at our first meeting, which gave them options picking the best cash offer, whether it's multiple cash offers or my guaranteed sold program. My sellers are always in control to sell fast and for the most money. It's my guarantees and my buyers in waiting program that set me apart from other realtors.
If you're ready to make your move without the hassles, guaranteed, then call Gloria Liu right now at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Calling all runners. Register now for the Cardinals 5K on Saturday, April 18th, and you can take a victory lap on the field at Busch Stadium. Don't miss this chance to bring the whole family for a fun St. Louis 5K race that brings fans together to support kids in the community. The Cardinals 5K, Saturday, April 18th. Register now at cardinals.com/5K. And for more information, just head to KMOX.com/events.
All right, guys, things are going hot at FanDuel right now. And, of course, the FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of KMOX. We're wrapping up the big dance. Baseball just started. We're going to be getting to the playoffs in hockey and basketball here on the pro side. And then, of course, before you know it, it'll be football season. But right now is what you need to focus on. And right now, FanDuel customers, new FanDuel customers, if you haven't signed up yet, you haven't jumped on with me and Ranj and everybody else that's having fun with FanDuel Sportsbook here in Missouri, now's a good time to do it because new FanDuel customers can get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days. So here's how it works. You place any bet on FanDuel using your bet reset token. And if it doesn't win, you get up to $300 back in bonus bets every single day for 10 straight days. So simple process. You go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to get signed up to find out about all the details. And of course, at FanDuel is where you get to play your game. My game this weekend was a lot of baseball and some college basketball, and it was a good weekend. I won a lot more than I lost this week. I'm very excited about that. Want to remind you, though, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri to play. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable, and they expire 7 days after receipt. Tokens are received in increments of 1 per day. Restrictions apply. You can see the terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
Pros, just because something on the job runs out doesn't mean you have to. Order it on the Lowe's app. My Lowe's Pro Rewards members get free same-day delivery on eligible orders over $25. Get the fasteners, hardware, or tools you need to keep the job moving. Order by 2 p.m. and get eligible in-stock items delivered right to your job site by 8 p.m. Members get more at Lowe's. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Subject to availability. Restrictions and terms at Lowes.com/shipping terms. Subject to change.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it.
Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Great song.
I love America.
It sounds so good when you're super high on trazodone.
I bet.
Yeah. Some fun facts?
Yeah.
There was a rumor on social media that gas was being diluted to stretch the supply, and it's partially true.
Oh.
The EPA is planning to allow gas stations to cut gasoline with ethanol in May to keep gas prices down.
Is that going to mess up my car?
I mean, it's not going to do it any good.
Because I don't know if that costs anybody, $1,000 to fix some problem in a year. Well, you're not really saving anybody any money that way.
Mm-hmm. People on TikTok are hyping a new trend where you can add protein to your morning routine by dumping yogurt into your coffee.
That doesn't sound like it would work out well.
Yucky.
Yeah, it seems like the yogurt would like curdle or something.
Also, couldn't you just eat the yogurt and then have coffee?
Yeah, that seems like
why do we need to
way
do that?
To do things, yeah.
AI taught researchers a 1,700-year-old board game that no one knew how to play.
How do we know they knew and they just made it up?
Yeah, good point. Airports are telling people not to arrive early because it's contributing to longer lines.
Wait.
I give up. I'm just glad I don't have a
So I'm
flight
supposed to
anytime
take
soon.
a bigger risk?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be like, yep, you know what? I may not make my flight, but I'm not going to get there
I'm
early.
not going to be part of the problem. You guys know how into the Shroud of Turin I am.
Mm-hmm.
Studied it extensively 20 years ago. It still bothers me because I'm an agnostic and it just screws me up. And at one point, they said that they had found DNA from a male. So everyone's like, Jesus. They've now gone back and done further DNA analysis on the shroud. This doesn't mean that it's not the Shroud of Christ. It may be. But there are dozens of human DNA, dozens of different humans, hundreds of animals, and hundreds of plants. Because it's what has clung to the shroud for either 2,000 years or 800 years or whatever it is. But I thought that was really interesting. So lots of people who handled the shroud. And so.
Yeah. I guess they weren't all wearing gloves.
Yeah, because back then you didn't even know what that was.
What's DNA? What are you talking about? I'm going to wipe my nose.
Didn't like the initial testing in the 80s say that it was created in like the 1300s?
Yes.
Okay.
Much to my dismay, because I
don't know I'm sure there were other things since then, but I mean, wasn't that kind of like
the big kerfuffle about it is the shroud was burned at least once, and people thought that they had taken a swatch, whatever it's called, from the burned part, and that the carbon from the burning would have affected the carbon dating. So
I don't know enough to know if that's true or not.
Neither do I. Neither do I. Yeah. But it is fascinating. There's also a recent experiment done because they believe that the shroud, of course, was over Jesus's body, that he was resurrected, and the radioactive light caused the image to be made. And then they did an experiment on a true to life statue, and it said there's no way a three-dimensional body could make this image. It would come out flat or something. So, but it's 2026 and they're still in the game with it. So that's pretty impressive. Let me tell you guys about my friend John Moriarty at E3 Wealth. E3, by the way, stands for Educate, Empower, and Enlighten. Founded back in 2003 with a simple mission to proactively challenge the status quo as to how Americans are educated about money and finance-related decisions. So if you are a W-2 employee like me and you are concerned about your retirement, go see John. But the people who really need to go see John and what he really specializes in is helping business owners and entrepreneurs